Speak, friend, and enter. Yeah, my name is Mitch with Encounter Roleplay, Encounter Mitch on Twitter. I GM stuff, I play stuff, I help write stuff on the website as well as the newsletter. Do a lot of back-end stuff, hooks and plugs for the most part. That we talk. I'm excited to GM again tonight. It's always fun to GM on the 24-hour streams. Any experienced GMs out there probably know that running one-shots can be like really terrifying and really tough because you got a totally new group of players. Their dynamic is, hey-oh, there we go.
Hey-yo.
Hello. Hey, lovely.
Thank you for inviting me. I'm very sorry, but I am quite drunk. So
don't worry, you're not the
only
one. Don't worry, they haven't noticed, Lee. They haven't noticed that we're drunk.
I'm actually having to be on the water. I've tried quite a bit.
Oh,
nice.
Good. I think Gordad noticed that you were drunk, Will.
You think Gordad did? Nah, Gordad didn't. He didn't see a thing. Mitch, just get your hooks and your plugs.
Okay, so what are we playing now?
Yeah, good question. I think we were just letting Mitch speak about us.
I'm gonna need you to give me level 4 character as fast as you can.
Level 4, 5th edition? 5th edition.
5th edition.
There we go.
No restrictions.
Level words.
5th edition.
Looking for the 4th edition.
Oh god, we'll go around the table like backwards.
Oh god, I've
more
sprayed
time.
all over my computer. Okay.
That's not the first time I've heard that tonight. But
nice to meet you, Mitch. By the way.
Likewise, thoroughly enjoyed D20 dating. So I feel like I've already met you because I watched that.
I feel like we've known each other. Like we all know who you are.
I feel like I've known you.
It's like
I haven't met everyone.
Something, you know.
I haven't met everyone. That's the thing.
There have currently been 44 fluffs this 24-hour stream.
Oh,
just so you guys know. Where they don't count whilst I'm doing this. They only count when we start the game, guys. It's in the rules. And beard fluffs don't count. Cord's fluffs don't count. We only drink for Cord when we see his cat or Cord's cat. Every time Mitch says sure. Sure. Every time someone forgets they're muted, you drink. Every potion which is consumed, you drink. Oh fuck, we didn't drink for the Patreon.
How about if my cat appears, because she's quite a flirt.
Oh yeah, there we go.
There we go.
We got a Mitch cat, a Myth cat. This is good. Oh, look, there's one.
Oh my god, we drink, boys.
Oh boy.
So if those of you who want to take part in this game, then you can find the drinking rules, exclamation point drinking.
Cord just pulls a fridge out of the abyss behind it. Oh,
here we go.
The green
guys, I don't know if you've seen this.
Green yonder. Now, how
if
do we
you've
want to
heard-
open this bottle? Because I don't have a bottle.
I don't know if you guys have heard the news, but we are just 14 followers away from 2,000 followers.
Oh,
2,000 followers. If you guys haven't yet hit that follow button, make this dream come true. Make it happen, boys. Join us. We're here Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 4 p.m. EST, 9 p.m. GMT, 24-hour stream every single month. Podcast.
You guys think
Website
this
article.
mug is strong enough to open a beer bottle?
absolutely.
Cord, I'm struggling to understand which one of us is drunk.
No, that won't work.
Your voice sounds particularly higher than normal.
My voice sounds higher than normal.
Yes, it does. I think that might be my computer, but you definitely sound.
Is it a good thing?
I'm not entirely sure how I
You're
feel
not
about
sure
it.
if it's a good thing. Okay, well, we'll talk about that later. Big J 2016, thank you for following, my friend. You're a gentleman and a scholar, so you put us just 15 followers away from a view decision from 2,000 followers. If you want to hear me speaking very quickly, then just all you have to do is hit that follow button.
You've done it on purpose. Definitely a bad thing.
Definitely a bad thing. Oh boy.
Drunk players and a viewer decision while I GM, there's a fucking surprise. Let's get rolling.
What's new?
For those of you who remember the last 4-hour stream, in the slot that I was GMing for, I didn't even get to start my session. We were 2 minutes in, and we had
2 minutes into
super
D&D
generous
and
donation
chill.
from Mr. Madness, and I got to actually throw out all my notes in front of chat, and then had to completely improvise a story that chat told me what to do.
You know what, Mitch, I'm going to stop you right there because I've got something more important. I've got God, I'm Pro 69 to following. Thanks so much for following, my friend. You're a gentleman and a scholar, sir. Welcome to the adventure. You are the 900.
You are a gentleman and a scholar.
1987. There we go, Lee. You nailed that, girl.
Yes,
You did that better than I could.
It's like you've been here all day.
It's like you've been here drinking, watching the stream all day, Lee. It's weird. Alright then. So the fluff counter is at 44. The time is 12. 14. Don't judge me. Don't kink shame me, Lee. Now is not the time. We are just 13 followers away from 2,000 followers total. We are 12 hours into a 24-hour stream. We're over halfway there. We have Cord, we have From the Hollow, we have Mitch, we have Lee, we have the indefatigable Will, who you all love so much wearing glasses. Mitch, take this away. Take this into orbit, my friend. I don't just want you to take this away, Mitch. I don't just want you to take this away. I want you to take this into fucking orbit. As Scarred Star donates £5 and 1 pence, he says £5. Last player to show a shoe on stream gets a something. I'm showing a shoe right now.
I'm chewing a shoe.
Get fucked.
Gets us something. My shoes are nowhere.
Gets a nat 1 or something.
Okay.
I got a pair of socks.
Doesn't count. Gets a D10,000 roll.
Oh shit, that's a good one.
Fuck.
Chew a shoe. Did you say Will? Did you say you're already chewing one? Yeah, Will's found one. He's got it.
I'm not chewing a shoe, God, Jesus Christ. I'm not a savage.
Savage.
No.
Sure.
Oh, fuck you, Mitch. What to drink now?
Oh, crap.
Alright, then let's get a name thingy for Lee. And let us send this all the
look,
way
a cat. Oh my gosh.
into Funky Town.
We all have cats. This is a bad stream.
Oh, my Lord.
We do.
Yep.
We're playing A Nation on the Move.
It's actually the same cat. It's just going.
It's just
from
one. We're just jumping in a race.
It's just going from screen to
It's sort of
screen.
transporting throughout continents.
It's a displacer beast. Hey, oh.
Oh boy. I did also mention that when we hit 2,000 followers, I'm going to make an impromptu speech.
Terrifying.
How worried are you right
When Mitch and I
now?
both go,
How scared do you feel right now? I feel very, very afraid.
Pucker factor like 7, probably.
Okay, good.
17.
I like that. 17.
Well,
17.
7 out of 5.
Perfect. 17 is the perfect pucker factor. Speaking of which,
baby.
dogger check.
Speaking of which, Tonga check indeed. Alright, I think we're all set up. I think we're all ready, other than the fact that Will needs to find his preaching character.
I have
But
a
other
1
than
inch.
that,
We're good. Nailed
I
it.
misspelled check because I'm drunk.
Oh, you'll
There we
live.
go. I have
I
a
like-
Phoenix
maybe we're
Stonker.
Maybe you were
like
trying to write
drunk
Donker check, like writing a check for someone.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
like
I did donger cheek, and that was weird.
drunk.
yeah.
I don't know.
We've all
if
been
we
there,
are.
right, guys?
I don't know if I want to talk about my Donga cheek right now. God, it's kind of a sensitive topic. Let's actually play a video game. We're not playing video games. We're playing Dungeons and Dragons. What the fuck am I talking about, boys? Let's go.
So
Open up
let's go. We're going to start off our next session here, and I've just been informed by our wonderful, gracious mods who track the things that we're supposed to and can't or just don't. Leah, you're the one who's going to get the D10,000 when we start off here. We're going to wait. We're going to wait, but it's going to be all over you.
What the hell? Really?
Pretty good, yeah.
I am honoured. Thank you so much.
Did
Oh
you
my
chew the
god.
shoe?
No, she didn't show a shoe. She showed it
Yes,
last
she
week.
did.
Oh, show a shoe.
I think she
show a
just
shoe.
decided not to, in fact.
That's a good thing I didn't actually do it.
I mean, if I had pizza, I would probably also just completely ignore the shoe business. So I understand.
Shoe
Oh, yeah.
business is an affluent trade, I'll have you know.
You pulled that out of your ass. All right. So the session we're playing tonight, Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition. for
The
those of
shoe
you in
or the
chat,
pizza?
who aren't tracking, probably both, I would say, Will. We're playing a game called A
No,
Nation
no.
on the Move. A Nation on the Move. And the plot sort of behind this game, the concept behind the world, is that the city, most D&D sessions, most one-shots, most adventures have some kind of home base. Whether it's a tavern, whether it's a town, a village, a sort of region, even just like a little shack outside the woods. Most D&D sessions will have like a home base. Think of when you're playing tag, you've got the home base where you're safe, where you can't get tagged, that sort of thing. And one cool way that you can mix up the standard D&D session, or the standard sort of adventure arc, as far as go out, do the thing, kill the bad guys, take the risks, and then come back to where you're safe, is to make that safe place, A, not so safe, but also to make it less of a place, if that makes sense. Hopefully you'll understand in a minute. So what we're doing for this session, and hopefully if you guys like it, consecutive or future 24-hour stream sessions, when I run little slot games here, little one-shots, we're going to do a couple more of these and see how they go. But the idea is that the whole adventure is going to take place not in a city, but in essentially a moving tent city. So the premise is that there's a generic, fairly tropey D&D fantasy Eastern Kingdom, Western Kingdom on the continent, and they're in some sort of major like cataclysmic war. So the East and the West are fighting each other, and it's super terrible, and it's causing a whole lot of damage both to sort of culture as well as sort of civilian populations, the cities themselves, high magic, think like high fantasy, lots of magic, lots of beasts, so a whole lot of destruction during this war. So most people are fucking off. They're leaving. They're moving to the north. They're trying to get to the elven kingdoms that are sort of rumored to be further north for safe haven to set up a new life. So this session is called A Nation on the Move, and the idea is that the party is going to be moving with a group of refugees, a group of migrants. So it's kind of, topical with sort of contemporary political stuff. I'm not going to get too heady politics-wise as far as the adventure that the party is going to do, but it gives an interesting backdrop. So their home base is actually this mobile tent city that moves as far as it can every day, and then at night hunkers down and sets up their tents and tries as best they can to survive out in the wilderness. So our party is among a group of several thousand migrants. They sort of move in these waves out of the eastern and western kingdoms to try and get north. So that's where our party is going to sort of find themselves. We're going to do a round robin here to talk about who's who, who's playing who character-wise. We're going to roll out some party connections, because those of you who watch me GM before know that for one-shots, I love to roll out party connections, get everybody a little bit tangled up, get some story under our belt.
Hooks and plugs.
Hooks and
Character
plugs.
hooks and
Get
plugs.
some character hooks and plugs.
Get them all tangled into each other.
Yeah.
Gonna be a good
Get them
time.
all wrapped up. Get them all messy. Get them all dirty.
Oh yeah.
So, like I said, all the characters in tonight's session are among a late group of refugees. So these migrations have been happening for several months now. Although the party has only recently, within the last couple weeks, finally made the fairly sort of heavy decision for themselves to abandon their homeland. Whether that was the east, the west, or somewhere in between, for whatever reason, they've decided that this war is not worth it, whatever that means for them, and they want to head north. So the goal is to sort of head north, get through a whole bunch of different terrains and climates and regions, topographies, hopefully get to the sort of central sea or the sort of inner coast, the ocean, sail across that, get to the other side where there's going to be a mountain range. If they can survive getting across the mountain range, then that's where the elves are.
Spoilers.
Oregon Trail.
Yeah, this is like spoilers way down the road.
Sail
we're gonna
away
get
with me, honey.
ocean tonight, hopefully. So that's the story. This war's been going on for a number of years. Lots of refugees, and the party has just decided to head north. So let's start with Logan, because I know Logan's got a pretty formulated character. I know he's got lots of things he wants to keep to himself as well as give to chat. So Logan, feel free to only say as much as you'd like to reveal at this point.
Okay.
But describe your character sort of in D&D terms, like mechanical terms, like what is the character, the background, because we like to help use our streams to like teach people D&D so they can sort of understand what's going on. Describe your character mechanically, what race, class, background, all that kind of stuff, whatever else, what weapons you're carrying, that sort of thing. And then give us a little bit of background, and I'll maybe ask you some questions, and we'll go from there. So Logan,
Okay.
who you played? But
I am playing Lucius. He's a human rogue. At level 3, I took the archetype Thief.
cool.
And since he's a human, I can start with a feat. So I took the Sharpshooter feat.
Ooh, range rogue.
Which basically makes him more accurate. He can make shots most other people can't, and I can take a penalty to hit something for extra damage. So kind of like a sniper in a way.
Yeah, very cool. Human. How old roughly is Lucius?
He's in his 40s.
Okay, cool. Little salt and pepper going on.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah,
It's a gray fox.
Gray fox, gray bush.
he's pushing it real good.
Grey bush.
Pushing the bush. Okay. And why did Lucius? And again, this is sort of what Lucius would tell the other refugees. Maybe not
Right.
necessarily what's actually going on in his head.
Yeah.
Spoiler.
But what does Lucius tell people as far as his reason to ultimately decide that he's ready to join this migration, to take this risk heading north? And sorry, Skagith, for talking too fast. I just try to make up for Will's non-words. You'll see there's many times when Will speaks and there aren't actually words coming out of his mouth. So we try to...
What's that? Mitch is suddenly muted? That's weird. How did that happen? It's just Will talking for the next 12 hours.
So Lucius has decided to join the movement because he sent his wife Morgan ahead with their child Dante to get her to safety out of the way of the conflict and everything. And the reason he stayed and didn't go with her is because he's an antiques dealer, and he was in the middle of brokering this deal for a lot of gold
dealer.
that would sort of make
Not
sure
an
his
antiques
family's taken
dealer.
care of, even if something happened to him.
Cool.
Same difference, right?
And like I said, both kingdoms, none is sort of too different from the other as far as east and west. They both have, on the surface, fairly reasonable, motivations for this war, and they've both done some pretty terrible things over the course of the war. So not a whole lot of difference. They're both kind of morally gray or foggy. So it doesn't matter too much whether you're from the east or the west. But that's very cool. I like that antiques dealer. So you've potentially got some like merchant connections.
Yeah.
Now, when you're heading north, when you sort of packed up to leave, what did you bring with you? Obviously, when adventurers go out on a D&D adventure, they bring their adventuring pack, but this is a little different. You're sort of moving your life to the north. You're finally sort of leaving your home. And I gave you guys quite a hefty gold budget as far as, thinking of what it is you would have brought with you. So how are you traveling? Have you got a wagon? Have you got a cart? Have you maybe got a whole carriage? Any kind of mounts? What kind of your antiques? Did you bring any of your shop with you? What did you actually pack with you as your sort of whole livelihood?
Lucius is just completely moving on. His entire interest and goal is to reunite with his family. So he sold off what he could, and the rest of it he didn't really worry too much about.
Cool. So traveling light, relatively light.
Yeah.
I like it. Awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Moving on from Lucius, Cord.
Yes.
Who are you playing? Start in mechanical terms, then give a bit of backstory, whatever you feel like revealing at this point.
Ooh. I'm playing Brook Whitebear, a mountain tribe, barbarian, human. I think he's a berserker. Was what I did. I could be lying.
And as you're figuring out whether or not he's a berserker, welcome
Battle
part
Rage.
of roleplay to the adventure, my friend. You are a gentleman or gentlewoman and a scholar. It is good to have you here. Hope you enjoy starting the 12th hour of our 24-hour stream as we start off a brand new session here. So very exciting stuff.
Oh, baby.
Cord.
We're just 10 followers away, by the way, from 2,000.
Yay,
So-
Mitch. Yes, awesome. So,
Story of my life.
Yep.
By the way,
so
my fringe eats glasses. Just a little fact for you guys, it does eat glasses.
So yeah, I'm a Path of the Battle Rager, actually. So, which I don't know the difference between that and a Berserker. But anyway, I'm playing that. He is Brook Whitebear. He is from the mountain towns. The reason why he is traveling north is because there has been a lot of raids. A lot of battles have been fought on their land. And a lot of their crops and things like that have been stomped upon, and he needs to go scout, I guess, with he knows these migrations are happening, and he's going to go up with them and take a look, see how the land is north, and see if it's good enough to move.
Can I quickly thank? Go ahead, Mitch. It's your fucking game.
Welcome, Cherry Nater and Old Noob to the adventures, my friends. You are both gentlemen or gentlewomen and scholars. It is good to have you here at Encounter Roleplay. We're excited to have you for a 24-hour stream. We're only 8 followers away from 2,000, which is not only a huge landmark for us, which is super exciting, but also because it's going to be one of our milestones. We're going to be able to have a viewer decision. Those of you who don't know, if you've just started tuning in, here in Encounter Roleplay, we love interactive stories. We love getting chat involved in what happens in our role-playing. So when we hit that 2,000 follower mark, we are going to get a viewer decision going, which is where in chat, you guys can fire up literally any suggestion you can think of into chat, and our mods will put up a straw poll together, and we can all vote on what we want to happen. And then me, the GM, has to somehow fucking deal with it. We've had Darth Vader come in. We've had a whole lot of shit happen.
To deal with it.
Literally get to just railroad the story.
You got to suck it up and deal with it.
Yep.
We
Got this,
gotta
Mitch.
suck
Got
it
this.
up. It's cool.
It's not the first time Mitch has sucked something up and dealt with it. In fact,
He's won't be the last.
it won't be the last. Not if I have anything to do with this.
It's actually super fun and exciting, and as a longtime GM, it's a totally new dynamic, and I actually really enjoy having to take something absurd and somehow make it kind of make sense within the story. So it's a lot of fun. I look forward to it. Hopefully we'll hit that landmark. We're for sure going to hit that landmark.
Yeah.
I have no doubts about it. All right, so Cord Brook, the Battle Rage Barbarian, is heading north with these.
Also, one more plug for you. Also, guys, those of you in chat, later tonight, not after this game, but the game after the one after this game. So between, maths, 1 a.m. EST to 4 a.m. EST, we will be doing a viewer-based or a viewer-written game. I will ask you guys questions. I will be GMing that game. I will ask you guys questions, a little questionnaire, if you will, You guys fill out in chat what you like and what you think would be cool in those scenarios, and then I will make a game up immediately. So it's kind of like a viewer decision. But yeah, I have no plans. I have nothing written for that game. It's a 3-hour slot that is completely up to you guys. So hang out or show up later. But anyway, it'll be a lot of fun.
Roleplay. I love your hair. I will lick your glass soon. Like,
I think you might say glass.
what the fuck, dude?
I like it.
I don't know how to take it.
Like my window. I don't know. Oh, voice.
I want that to just stand as it is. So we're gonna
I
move
think
right along.
it's. I think all has been
I don't want
said
that to be
needs said.
modified.
Mm.
I want that to maintain like a nebulous potential of meanings.
Sure.
So it's
Yep.
just
Yeah.
very cool. All right, so Brooke, the Battle Rage Barbarian, is heading north with these migration groups, with these refugee populations, to scope out potential other locations for his tribe to settle, because they've been caught in the mix of things. They're not affiliated east or west in this war, and they're having trouble with all of the raids and the violence back and forth. So Brooke, I assume he's a pretty big dude, barbarian,
Yes.
pretty big. What does he sort of look like? Is he kind of like the loincloth Conan barbarian? He's got
He
fur-
actually
fur
has shaved sides of his head and really long hair goes down to his butt. So like as we were talking about earlier, I'm growing my hair out for a man bun for whenever I get married, but we don't know when that is yet. That's what I'm gonna look like when I finally get married. So it's just gonna be the top of the head just grows down, and I think it may
Is
be
this
dreaded.
called, or is this your character?
Nice.
A little bit of both.
A little bit of this, a
little
little
of
bit of column A, a little bit of column B.
that. Yep, exactly.
Cool. And weapons? Does he fight with his fingernails? What does he got on his person?
I'm debating to actually change my weapon to make that a thing, but he has a battle axe.
Cool.
He's got a body like a
and-
battle axe.
Last but certainly not least, she's a brick house. Brooke, what did you bring with you in this scouting mission? I guess a little different because you're not actually moving with the migrants, so you're not going to bring, your whole house in a wagon. What would you bring with you for this fairly long voyage?
He has a scalp of, it looks like some sort of humanoid. He wears it,
First and foremost.
so yeah, he wears it around his neck. It looks like it's a part of his like hide armor, I think, that I'm wearing. I could make that up. But anyway, it looks like it's a part of what he's wearing. But
Don't make it a moment.
looking closer, it actually is, it actually is, you notice that there's a twine, and he actually wears it like a necklace. He also has a bunch of javelins, a backpack,
Cool.
and looks like just some sort of adventurous kit.
Yeah, that makes sense.
If I was to put it into terms that we all know and love.
Cool. Sounds good. All right, so
Sure.
that's Brooke. Sure.
That's
We'll
a
take
drink,
for
boys.
that.
Oh, well, you said it, so now I have to.
Don't
All right,
trigger
now
Mitch
Will-
like that.
Will, if you're ready,
Yeah,
take
I'm-
your time.
I'm so ready. Not only is my body ready, but so is my character. In fact, I am playing a fighter. I'm playing a human fighter. His name, which I must remind myself of, is Bonquala. He is a mercenary of sorts. Thank you. Bonquala Habisi. He is
Bonquala Khaleesi.
Khaleesi. No, he does not mother any dragons.
But he will.
He will one day soon.
A thing of nouns.
At some point.
And some point
He
soon.
will be a mother of dragons.
Oh baby, quite literally.
His choice.
So yeah, he was basically he was a farmer. He was a peasant worker. He was just your average guy, basically. When suddenly the war came, we lived in a war zone, and turns out that he had to swing a sword in order to keep his family alive. And so I'm going to say that he probably has a family either with him or that he sent ahead. I imagine. For the purposes of this, he sent them ahead, and so he doesn't know if they're safe.
A gleaming endowment.
Thank you so much
Did you
to
have
Ira
any-
Gwen, who donated £10. Please have Lee make a roll for a magical item from table 1, please. And she said, drink if it's not weapon or armor. I mean, I said it's in the drinking rules that if it's
nice.
over £10, then I would
love
do a
you.
short. Gwen
That
is
is
an
awesome.
absolute
Thank
babe.
you so much for the
Awesome.
£10.
Thank you.
Will does
Thank
a
you.
short for every donation over £10, so this is happening now. And
This happens now.
This happens now. And of course, our good friend Bonquala Habisi, he travelled and he's following to try and find his family, but he's currently traveling with a bunch of strangers that he's protecting because he knows how to swing a sword.
You
He's
sent your
a.
family first. Is that what you?
He sent them first. Well, so the
You
son-
scout ahead. I'll
yeah,
stay here
you
with
go
this
ahead, guys. Don't worry. No, you go into the gobliness
Yeah.
first. No, essentially, what it was is like
Clear the
I'll
minds.
hold them off. You fucking run, basically.
Yeah, and the war is behind you. So
Yeah, and thank you so much to Viking King 3000 for following. Welcome to the adventure, my friend. You're a gentleman scholar. We're just 7 followers away from 2,000 guys. I can taste it. I can feel it on not just the tip, but at the very base.
I mean, I'm GMing, so it's got to happen.
It's got yeah. And so
Oh my gosh.
yes, of course, my good friend James encountered from Encounter James direct did help me with the name Bonkwala BC. He's with me in spirit tonight. And so basically, I'm protecting a caravan of people to the best of my ability. He's a man of principle. He's kind of Marcus Meridius Deximus, I think. But
Maximus Decimus Meridius.
yeah, whatever. I'm drunk. Who gives a fuck?
Maximus.
It sounded really fucking good in my head.
I don't know what any of that is.
He's Gladiator, basically.
Ah.
Except from his family haven't been murdered, so he's fighting
Hey,
for his
yeah.
family.
Son of a murdered father. Husband of a
Oh,
murdered
that's the
wife.
full name. Oh, okay. All right. I
Ooh,
get it.
so you've got a kid. You've got a kid?
I've got a kid. His name.
Boy or a girl?
He. Thank you very
Mithrila.
much. Is that is good heart roleplay. I think they are too. His name is Richard.
Okay.
Next Sunday.
Rick
That's
Sunday.
actually gonna be important.
Lifukbui. Richard Lifukbui. Yeah, his name's Rich. Richard, in fact.
Richard Lebois.
Richard Lebois. And 7th of his name, King Leandals.
Cool.
And the first man. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Physical description.
Yep.
He's rugged, good looks, I suppose. You know, he's got a bit of a beard. Occasionally, he wears glasses when he's trying to imitate his friend. He's got some lovely fluffy hair. He's got cropped hair, and he looks like he's worked out all of his life in in the field. Essentially, he hasn't worked
Yep.
out. He just works in the field. I feel like I spent like 20 minutes describing this, but it could have been 20 seconds.
It's
Feel free to
pretty much
shut
been
me
on.
up.
It's been on point with just. about
Wait,
everyone else.
shit! It's been 12 and a half hours. Oh my god.
Where am I?
Who am I?
Longest setup for a session ever.
He's also incredibly handsome, talented.
I'm glad you were so excited that this was the only session you thought was happening today, and this has all just been build up.
Yeah, pretty much. I've just been
So
waiting
much
for this
fun.
game.
We are at the climax.
Guys, I just can't wait until the stream later, man.
Couldn't have been more. excited
Can't
for
wait
the
to play
pre-gen.
Bonkwala at BC.
Last question about Bonkwala. Bonkwala, what are you bringing with you? I guess if your family was sent ahead, they probably have
my
like,
sense of
household-
humor.
Important. 17 inches of something.
Of something, right? 17 inches of sass and this shot. Of course, thank you, Iriguen, for your donation once again. I'm bringing with me my backpack, my sword, and very little else.
Okay.
Nice.
That's the most painful thing. Thank you so much, Content Doctor, for following. Welcome to the adventure, my friend. You're a gentleman scholar. Ow, my body. I love you.
Now we have a content doctor to actually go back and fix everything we've done.
Yeah. fuck.
We are
Everything
6 followers away from a view decision and for an improperly drunken speech from Will. We all know which we want more.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
So Cord and Mitch.
Follow.
Cord and Mitch as co-directors on the channel are incredibly worried about what I'm going to say. But
Yeah.
I enjoy Life Here. If you guys haven't followed for whatever reason, I do emphatically deplore you to do this now. This one action. Click that little heart button. Show us some love. Thank you so much, Evil Harry Dread, for following. Welcome to the adventure, my friends. You're definitely scholar. We're just 5 followers away from 2,000 followers. 5. I do declare. 5.
Oh,
We stream for 1,000. We stream for 100 hours every single month. We do a D&D stream of 24 hours every single month. We stream 5 nights a week for 3 hours every single month. That's 3 times 4 times 15 and maths. 15 times 4 is 60, plus 24
God,
is
we're so
84,
close.
plus the 12-hour streams are 100. Thank you so much, Raising Goal, for following. Welcome to the adventure, my friend. You're a gentleman and a gentlewoman, in fact, and a scholar. Oh my lord, we're so close, boys. We're just
toss me the conch whenever you're done.
I'll
Take a
toss you in any way that I so desire. Mitch. It's 1996. It's the year I was born. Yeah.
chance. Oh, don't.
Oh, it's not anymore. Don't worry, guys.
All right.
Rexo has followed and joined the adventure. Welcome, my friend, the gentleman of the scholars.
I need
Thank
to
you.
make this feel.
Oh my god, it's the
Two.
last It's the curse of the last 10 follows.
So much.
where it's a water follow of people. That was bad. Sorry,
James-
didn't mean it.
James
Here we
says-
go.
My face.
1996,
Oh my
I
good
was my
lord.
first beer. Moving on.
Thank
All right.
you so much to Lumil666 for following. Welcome to the event, my friends, gentlemen, and skull sir. Thank you so much. You're an indescribable man, gentleman, woman, who knows, beast, creature. Who even cares? Because we're in 1998. It was a great year. We are just 2 years from the millennium, Mitch. I don't care. It's going to be a
Party
whole
like
new
it's
millennium. The
1998.
world is about to end, ladies and gentlemen.
Right?
Oh my god, it's Y2K.
The
Also, the
computers
movie
are
Wild
going to
Wild West.
destroy
I
us.
on this shit.
Yeah.
So,
Look, my hair has eaten glasses. It's so close. We're so close I can taste it, I can smell it, I can sense it in the water.
addicts.
Yes, you can tell I'm drunk because my vocabulary goes incredibly ridiculous. But let's carry on
Wibbly.
until we hit 2 more. Lee, I will not stand your sass. Mitch, however, I will speak. Girlfriend.
Oh, I see how this goes.
You do.
It's all good. It's an elaborate ploy on Will's part to buy Lee more time, so it's all done out of love. It's all done out of love. Super exciting. We're also almost at over 100 viewers concurrent, which is super exciting for us because we love having more people in. It also makes these viewer decisions, which there seems to be one coming very soon.
Very soon.
It makes them a hell of a lot more of exciting when there's more people involved in the viewer decision. So tell your friends, tweet it out, let people know that we're still playing for 12 more hours. And welcome Beef Brisket. Beef Brisket. I can only endorse that name personally with a wholehearted hurrah. But also, you're a gentleman and a scholar. And
We
so down
are.
here.
It's brisket, and it's pretty bad for your arteries, but we love it anyway.
We are in 1999. We are 1 follower away
Oh my God.
from 2000. It's going to be
Oh my god, it's almost a millennium.
an incredible moment for the Encounter Roleplay team. We're all here to share it. It's a wonderful moment.
Oh my god, and nothing
we
has
hit-
happened yet.
if we
Once
hit it-
again, we're about to part the veils of reality with
Beyond the
Mitch,
veil.
but we can't.
We can't.
Because
We're going to
Once
destroy
again-
Mitch's game with a viewer decision, as always. He's worked so hard on this. Let's crush it, please.
Every week. Every week.
Every single month, guys. Go on. Thank you so much to Atreyu 2017. He's from the future. Welcome, my friendly adventurer, gentleman, and scholar. You're the 2000 follower. Welcome. I cannot thank you enough from the bottom of my heart, from the bottom of my donga.
Yeah.
I
Happy New Year.
oh
thank
my
you.
gosh. Happy
My
New
good
Year,
sir.
everyone.
2,000
Year.
followers.
2K.
We did it, chat.
Oh
we
my
did
God,
it.
I don't know what to
Reddit.
do.
We did it. Oh my
Man.
good lord, guys.
What's my 2000 follow resolution until the next millennium?
Right.
Of follow,
Well, I
millennium,
certainly
millennium.
I certainly intend to come good on my promise. First of all, we'll talk about a viewer decision. First of all, let's talk about that. Okay, so you guys get to. Oh my god, we're just £1 from our monthly target as well. Jesus Christ.
My cat's looking at me, guys. We may have to drink soon.
Um,
Hold on.
No.
if you guys
I'm
don't
driving
know
wrong.
what a viewer decision is, then oh my god, are you in for a surprise? Well, you guys get to decide anything which happens in our game. That means anything whatsoever. Throw your ideas into chat. Scarred Star, our mod, Gareth, is going to take your suggestions, going to throw them into a straw poll. We're going to vote on the most popular one. Whichever is the most popular happens in the game. We've had all sorts of crazy hijinks and nonsense. And Mitch, you're going to introduce it later into the game at an appropriate time, I feel you.
Yep, but I'm also going to throw in right now, just
Yeah.
in case you've just shut up and just followed and you don't know what the hell this game is going to be.
Right.
It's Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition. The party is traveling with a group of like 6,000 refugees who are fleeing a war, and most of tonight is going to take place in a swamp. That's all you get for setup.
That's all you
The rest
get.
of your decisions.
Oh, swamp. Oh, spoilers.
All right, we're in a swamp.
Slight spoilers, so we can have
Ugh.
some exciting creative.
I'm gonna ford the river.
All right, so
Calzone.
Leah, how would you like me to pronounce your name?
Leia.
Leia?
Like the boy's name, Lee.
Lee.
Perfect. Lee.
I was going.
Sounds
I was
good.
gonna go with Lee.
I've watched D20 Dating, so I feel like I really know you. What's your name?
Leia.
Called you out, Mitch.
Called out.
That was a
Called
good
out.
one.
I mean, I only wrote the review for our fucking
No, that's
newsletter.
cool. No. I've been called all kinds you don't want to know.
Cool. Cool.
So,
Lee,
my last
you've
one was
had
fun, so you can only imagine.
Oh my God, we're
You've
at
had the most-
99.
I
You've had the most
99
epic,
people are in chat.
the
Oh
most
my God, we're
epic
almost there.
of intros and delays to buy you time to get your character set up.
My gosh.
Are you ready? Are you ready
I'm
to
so
talk about
ready, yes.
playing in our Nation on the Move D&D
I-
session?
I want to point
hopefully
out
we'll
after
get
this, I'll announce some 2000 special memes and streams and speeches. Go ahead, Lee.
Let's get our final character in here, Bill, and then you can make your speeches.
Okay, so I am Graklag, the half-orc sorcerer. And
Raglag.
he is
Ooh.
moving north.
Hello.
As he worked as a sort of sideshow performer prior to the refugee movement, and he sort of realised that his place wasn't his place wasn't exactly in the place where he was set originally. So he thought, I know, I'll move along with these refugees and I'll see where this takes me. So he's a bit of a nomad, a bit nomadic, a bit sort of no fixed abode. He's just sort of seeing where it takes him.
Cool. Now, did he, when he upped himself to decide to move along and see where his life was going to take him, did he bring a lot of stuff with him? Did he bring a lot of stuff?
Only his magic. Only his magic. So not much, just like a couple of torches.
Thank you, Matt Glower, for donating £1. He says, any inspiration? Oh no! Thank you so much, Mac. We hit that £200 monthly target. Thank you so much, my friends.
Oh my gosh,
God,
we hit
we're
it.
powering through today, guys. We've done so.
Done so well. Also, thank you so much to that person there it is, War Widow Hammer. Thank you so much for the follow. You are a gentle widow and a scholar.
We are getting some aggressive calls for speech, so Will, I need you to give us a very heartfelt speech about the 2K landmark, all the other landmarks, how you feel just in general about Banquala and everyone who's in chat.
Oh my god, Mr. Roleplay, how do you feel?
Mr. Roleplay, I really want to get your feelings on this. Well, guys, 2,000 people. Let's try and imagine what a room full of 2001 people looked like. That's pretty big. We're filling out a huge room. We're heading out a huge hall at that point. It's incredible. I want to thank every single member of the team for this, for what we've achieved. I want to thank Cord for your indefatigable purpose, for your art, for your memes, for being such a great entertainer, for streaming for 12 hours on every single 24-hour stream, for always being there for advice, for help, for thoughts, for feelings, emotions, and of course pastoral support whenever I need it. Mitch, thank you for joining the team. Thank you for being here. Thank you for writing the articles. Thank you for being a sound voice of wisdom in the madness which is my brain. And mine and Cord's collectively when we join our brains together as one and our dongers too. I want to shout out Will's donger for always being there for me. Of course, all 1,700 inches of you standing tall above us all at Encounter Roleplay. Thank you so much, Band Near 23, for following. Welcome, my friend, your gentleman scholar. I want to thank the old schoolers. I want to thank James for helping me start this off. Encounter James.
James, we're looking at you, James.
We're looking right
we
at you.
See you
right
in
now.
chat. Say
we'll
hi.
See you right.
Everybody say hi to Encounter James in chat.
For starting this off for me, for being a part of the role-playing experience, the learning curve, making me wanting to do this. Josh, of course, always being here as a player, incredible player. Couldn't do this without Josh as one of our main kind of actors, performers, players. Everyone knows and loves Josh. Thanks to Beth as well for always being there, for helping us out even in our darkest hour, for being there for Josh as well, as much as he needs it. That's super important. Thank to Sid, my girlfriend, Bay. I couldn't do this without Sid because
she's so lovely. She's so cute.
I know, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Because I am deep within a very sad, lonely, broken man, and Sid manages to see through all the terrible donger jokes and shit. And the fake glasses, and see me for who I really am.
Wait, they're fake?
Dongalicious gentleman. Yeah, they're to imitate you, dude.
Oh, now I get it.
Yeah. Who else do I need to thank? I need to thank so many fucking people. Who else have I missed out? Finbar, for joining the team recently, for running Wildcards. Fucking sensational series, in my opinion. It's been fucking brilliant watching that and playing in that with him. For showing up in 12-hour streams, for showing up every single fucking 24-hour stream. Not often I swear, but it's fucking awesome that you guys do this. It's fucking awesome that people in chat turn up every single fucking day to watch what we do. It's weird. It's weird that 2,000 people follow us. It's weird that there are currently nearly 100 people watching me talk about this. But every single one of you guys are appreciated for hitting that follow button. Yeah, that's a thing. But just showing up, talking, being around, being part of this wonderful community which we've managed to form over under a year. 2,000 followers, under a year. Incredible
Birthday's
success.
coming up.
Birthday is coming up. There's special birthday streams and stuff in place. But it is super important to me that you guys know how appreciated you are for just being around and talking to me, because I wouldn't do this if it were not for you guys sitting there at home. A lot of people ask me, or a lot of people ask us, how on earth do we manage to do this?
Welcome.
Thank you so much, Gazarian, for following. Welcome to the adventure, my friend. You are a gentleman and a scholar, sir. But a lot of people ask, how on earth do you do this 5 nights a week? How on earth do you do this 100 hours of streams? How on earth do you manage to sit through 24-hour streams of these people? People like Core, people like Mitch. And I say, Jesus Christ, good. My passion for doing this is stronger than ever it has been. Like, I want this more than anything. That's the thing. Deep down, like, if you want to be successful, something, I want it so fucking badly, and it's gonna happen. I'm gonna make it happen no matter what happens. So when it comes down to it, yes, I fucking love playing. So yeah, I like talking to you guys in chat. I love playing around and playing D&D and stuff. But I just want it so fucking badly that I'm gonna make it happen, no matter what the fucking cost. And I think anyone knows that's on a team knows the fucking drive, the determination to succeed that we all have here.
In chat who is looking to do something that they don't know if they can do. Just fucking do it, and you'll see results. Look at us.
Don't let your dreams be dreams.
Don't let your dreams be
Make them
memes
reality.
either. Want it more than anything. Do something that you love doing, and you can succeed in doing it. And I think that's really just the heart of what Encounter Roleplay is. We're just a bunch of guys that really love playing D&D together, and we really want to do this, and that's why we stay up. Yeah, and viewers as well. People that want to watch us. We couldn't do it without people that actually want to watch us. We would just be sad, lonely men playing D&D. But luckily, there are 100 people currently watching us talk about D&D, watching us stuff. We want you to intimately. That's good.
I think I need to.
Yeah, shout out,
my
and also shout
cider
out to
for
Gareth as well. Shout out to Scarstar, our star mod, our Star mod, who helps me out incredibly in times of need when I need a player. He goes always there at the last minute. He's always there in chat, pushing for our kind of agenda, I guess, for helping people get followed. To understand what on earth they're watching, that sort of thing, and of course Nix, and of course Zebra Jen, and everyone who's been involved in the past. Nix as well, of course. Special shout out to for Nicholas, wonderful D20 Nicholas as well. Has been there from the very fucking start. You guys are as much pillars of our kind of community as any of our team are, and it's super important that you guys are here. So it's super special that there are 2,000 of you guys here. It's super cool, and. Yeah, is there anything else you guys want to add? Any kind of fucking thoughts that you guys have?
Oh, man. If you guys want to get more involved with not just that follow button, we do have a Patreon where we do have a newsletter where you guys can be up to date with the newest things Encounter. Also, we have cool drop-in content as well. But that's it from me. Never mind, I lied. Thank you guys so much. You guys are great. And from the start, when I first started here on Encounter, to when I was playing Ishtuak months ago in Encounter James's campaign, I had a blast, especially with the 12 people that were in chat. Not the viewers, just the 12 people who would show up sometimes throughout the week. Yeah. But that has grown, and thank you so much. And it really is a lot of fun, and it's a lot of fun to play. It's a lot of fun to watch. I've been watching all day at work. I've just had my phone plugged in, and I didn't pay attention to any of the people at the bar. I just stared at chat and hung out with you guys as much as I could, because it's fun. And thank you guys. It's really it's super fun to make shit up with you guys when you guys throw crazy stuff at us, and that's really what a lot of the fun is with you all in chat. It's not just a D&D game. It's a D&D community where we all can come together and play. You can watch the plot happen with us crazy actors and players, or you guys can also play along with us and screw us up and see how we can deal with it, which is super fun. And thank you guys for everything, really.
Yeah, it's fucking cool. It was just a few months ago they actually hit 1,000. It was just last month we hit 1,500. So it's crazy how this kind of stuff kicks off, how it starts going, and I'm super excited for everything that the future holds for us. All of us here, all of you guys in chat watching us, and we always want that kind of community-driven thing, that kind of feeling, at least. You know, the straw polls, the talking to you guys in chat all the time, the jokes that we have, the banter that we enjoy, to always be like an essential part of everything that you do, everything that we do. So it's been fucking cool. Dare I use the word journey? I dare.
How dare
fucking
you?
cool journey over the past like 10 months, seeing this growth from
Let's call it an adventure.
adventure. Good idea, good word. It's been a good adventure so far, but it's just the start, really.
Start a bigger campaign.
The start of a bigger campaign. This has just been a one shot in a long series. So yeah, imagine where this can go from now. Imagine where we'll be in a year, in 10 years. Who knows? But I certainly know that I want to be doing this for a very long time indeed. It's what I want to do. So let's fucking do it. Together.
Just do it.
Just do it. Indeed. 2,000 of us now.
We have
But
green
that's-
screens. We can now just do it.
Just do it. Let's hit
So many Shia
3,000
LaBeoufs right now.
Yeah.
soon. Let's get like 3K hype on. Let's get like drunk stream. Next Saturday we're going to be playing some probably board games, some RPGs, some video games. Who knows?
Yep.
Next Saturday
Next
we'll be
Saturday?
doing that
Oh, Jesus.
in a celebration of our love for you guys and all that you do. And of course, also a special shout out to Skagif as well. I think I forgot you in the in saying the mods, but you guys are fucking awesome. Let's get that.
Straw polls up.
Yep, let's get our straw poll going. Let's get that fucking rolling.
Yeah, to rock and roll and do what it is that we love to do.
And you know what I'm gonna do?
Continue on
Fucking
with
We
this.
are an hour late into this game, so.
You know
I
what?
don't- I
You
don't
know what?
give a
It's worth it.
Flying fuck. Yeah.
It's
Well
worth
worth
it.
the speech.
Oh,
Totally.
absolutely,
I'm
absolutely.
gonna take an extra 20 seconds and just
Yeah,
second
say so.
and third and fourth and fifth and wholeheartedly just repeat it.
17th.
Everything 17th, everything that Will and Core just said. It's a whole lot of fun to play with you guys. It's a whole lot of fun to be part of this team and to continue having fun in a way that other people can enjoy as well. It's nice to know that what we're doing is catered towards you folks, not just our own enjoyment. It's not strictly a masturbatory pleasure, although it's that a lot of days. So it's nice to know that other people can enjoy as well. And so let's enjoy. Let's do exactly
let's-
what we love most about this stream, and let's vote on this straw poll. I don't know what these options are yet. I'm going to read that. The party goes to space. Yeah, that's a good way to throw the fucking. Right. Bubbles shows up. Suddenly, a wild dragon attacks. They're in Shrek Swamp.
Zone Golem. That's good.
Okay, yeah.
It's so funny.
It's like a magma golem, but like underneath
Yeah.
is just the seeping cheese and the crust is the rock. That's really gross, but I like it.
Well, all right, I'm going to cast
Kind
my
of
ballot.
deliciously gross.
Yeah.
Like I would be up for that right now.
6,000 rabbits start in front of you, right in front of the party, and
Oh
they
my
have
God.
to make a deck
Oh
saving throws to
boy.
dodge the fuckiness.
Yep. I just want to say, like, I think the straw polls, like the viewer decisions, are probably one of the most important things
Yeah.
that we do because it's so just funny to read what you guys,
Yeah.
you guys think. It's it's fucking cool.
Leprosy breaks out. 1d4 characters catch leprosy, which reduces their charisma by 4 points each half hour.
Love it.
Jesus Christ.
God, that's
In fact, that was the one I voted for.
Yeah.
So before,
I did
actually,
vote for the
before,
leprosy
Also, I'm
one.
doing the special 2,000 shot courtesy of Sydney for the shot
Wait, how
glass.
did-
Do you guys want to join me in this one? Do you guys want
yeah,
to
I
join me in
have
this
to
one?
chug a beer because I.
That's
you
okay.
know,
I'm
Cheers,
at a one.
guys.
It's
Here's
true.
to
So
2,000
here's to encounter roleplay.
Here's to you.
Here's
to me.
to not listening to people who don't believe in you. Believe that you can do what you want to do and do what you love.
And I promise you that this drink is not pee.
Cheers.
You know, that one
Jesus
didn't even
Christ.
hurt. That one felt good.
Yeah.
All right, now before we get to this, what's going to be fucking absurd as a viewer decision for tonight, to just keep with the theme of making them weirder and weirder whenever I have to GM these goddamn sessions, Lee, you get some extra exciting stuff. So first of all, you get a magic item,
my
which the
gosh,
others
okay.
fucking don't. Part of that donation, you get a magic item. So I need you to roll me 1d100, I believe. Now, it was Aragwen who threw up the magic item donations. Is there a particular table you had in mind? I've got a couple tables that I use for magic items. Let me know if there's a table particularly that you were thinking for this. But right after that,
Check
Lee,
for you.
Lee, keep your pucker factor high because you also need to roll a d10,000
Always do.
right after that d100 because
She
that's
said
also
table 1, by the way.
Oh my
That's what Gwen
gosh,
said.
I'm table queen. Okay, so
Hello.
Table queen.
they have to. Hey, yeah.
Can we get a wall of ERP Kappa in chat,
Let's
guys?
do
That's
that.
a cap.
It's
table
important.
queen. I may need the links to said tables as.
Oh no, you
I-
just get to roll and I'll tell you. You just got to roll in
Have
roll
you got a? I'm sorry to be awkward. Do you have a roll 20 link for me
Oh, I sent
Ooh,
it
I
to you
do.
on Twitter.
Ooh, that's all.
I do.
on Twitter?
I did,
Okay.
yeah. I
Welcome to
did.
the party.
I sent it to you.
Way to show up
Also-
late. Jeez, it's an
Also,
hour in.
can I get a like a picture together? Can I get like a special screenshot of us? Can you pull a funny
Yeah, we'll
face,
put it on there.
everybody? All right.
You
then.
want a funny face or a super cute face? 'Cause I got two.
I got two. Well,
I got
whichever
two.
you
It's so
feel,
cute.
whichever you feel, that my friend.
All right, here's my cute one.
Okay.
Okay, go.
3, 2, 1. We nailed it, boys.
Nailed it. Always do.
I'm not like
Always
an
nailed it.
alcoholic. That was my total. Okay.
Logan, is there anything you want to say about reaching 2,000?
Send me a Facebook link.
I think it's super awesome. I'm glad to see everybody supporting Will's community and just D&D in general. It's fucking awesome.
Cool. It's fucking cool. Lee, do you have anything you want to say? We should give everyone a say here.
So
wait.
Gwen, I don't know what
Just
you
got
did
fucked up.
with table 1. So I'm just gonna go with a cool table here. Table B. I'm in the Dungeon Master's Guide for random magic items for rolling for treasure hoards. So I'm gonna go with table B because it's bigger and it has cooler shit. So roll me that D100 and I'll tell you.
Jesus
I'll
Christ,
tell you what
45
you're gonna be
votes.
getting, Lee.
The party
I
goes to
will roll
space.
that straight
Are you
away as soon as I get the correct link, because lovely Will sent me a Facebook.
Oh, I didn't send
Sent
you.
me a Facebook.
I did not send you. I sent you on Twitter. We were talking on Twitter.
Yes, we were.
Oh shit! You know I sent you the Facebook. No. Where did you send that to me, boy?
I'm not even on Facebook. Oh,
What are you?
darling.
Who
okay.
are you?
Got it, Gwen.
Mitch, have you been looking at the results?
You might not want to.
No, I'm not looking at the results yet. I'm focusing on all these random tables, but I have a feeling I'm going to space. But it's okay. I have a whole lot of blank paper to work with. I'm sure we'll fucking
Oh, so
figure
you
it out.
prepped. You prepped for a 24-hour one shot.
Also, Gwen, I got you. I totally got you, Gwen. You said I as an igloo, not 1 as in 1. That totally makes sense because the tables are lettered, not numbered. We're good. We're on table I. And we're going to have a roll in here soon.
I as
No one
in
have it to
igloo.
10,000. I as an igloo. We got it. We are all over this. Space Caravan, yeah, Chipperdale. Chipperdale, to be carefully distinct from not Chip and Dale. Chipperdale is a singular individual, not a pair. All right, we are waiting on the roll 20 here. Gwen, you can also bequeath the rolling duties to somebody else. And someone else could roll that.
You said duty.
He said, "Oh,
Oh. Oh.
DH.
Oh.
The sound.
Oh boy.
All right, I'm gonna check the straw poll because I feel like I'm gonna have to make up some shit real fast.
yep."
Something about
Yeah.
Might as well
space.
break out that space Numenera one you've been looking at.
Okay.
So how many ciphers do
Yeah.
I get?
Fuck.
Nick's just messaged me
Okay.
saying, like, how's it going, man? I just woke up.
Nice.
We just hit 2,000 followers, Nix. I just had a super cute speech about you, Nix. So
It was super cute.
it's just super cute. I'm just saying it was impassioned from the heart, from the donor,
Bitch.
from the tip.
There we go. I got you.
I just heard
Oh.
you say bitch,
Thank
but
you.
I'm talking about Nix, and he was like, bitch.
I can't
Like,
believe it on
wait,
space.
what?
Thank
What's
you.
funny.
Not bitch, but Mitch. Thank you.
No worries. We have resolved the communication difficulties. All of us are in a Skype chat. We can definitely blame Skype because all the communication difficulties that anyone ever suffers are always Skype's fault. And if it's not Skype's fault, you can type !complaint and see whose fault it really is.
Even if it is,
This is true. This is true.
sometimes it's
Okay,
cool.
so what is it you needed me to roll?
Sometimes.
Let's start with a D100. Start with a D100.
6.
Perfect.
Nailed it.
All right. You get a hammer of thunderbolts.
Oh my god, that really suits Rackler,
Yeah,
actually.
yeah.
That really suits him.
I don't know off the top of my head how OP that is, but
Lightning.
I don't really care. So
Lightning bolt! Lightning bolt!
Lightning bolt!
So
I used to
what
laugh.
So Lee, I'm gonna read this out to you, and you can make a couple jot notes by hand, or you can type it in a character sheet, whatever you like. But I want you to track this. Turns out, super fucking OP. This thing is a legendary maul.
Holy balls.
So it's a
Balls. Holy
hammer of
balls.
thunderbolts. So it works as a maul. So you have to look in the PHP or the 5E SRD to find the base stats for a maul.
Strip maul.
Two-handed weapon. That's a two-handed weapon. So this functions as a +1 maul, so +1 to attack rolls as well as damage rolls made with this melee weapon. And then it has something called Giant's Bane, which requires attunement. But that only applies if you have a belt of giant strength. Never mind, because you don't have one of those. Ignore Giant's Bane. So here's the ability on your hammer of thunderbolts. Your hammer has 5 charges. Okay, you
Use
can
them
expend,
wisely. Probably
can
within the next
expend-
3 hours. 2 hours.
Yeah, 2 hours in space. Your hammer has 5 charges.
I got
While it's attuned to you, so like it needs attunement because it's fucking legendary, you can expend 1 charge to make a ranged weapon attack with the hammer, hurling it as if it had the thrown property. So you can throw this weapon
Perfect.
for one of the charges. In case you got 5 charges, you can use a charge to throw it. It goes
This is the nuts hammer. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited.
super fucking badass. If the attack hits, so you still have to make a ranged attack, so you're still making a throwing attack. You could throw it up to 60 feet. And then if that ranged attack hits, the hammer unleashes a thunderclap audible for 300 feet. And then this is where it gets weird.
Yeah, go on.
The target that you hit with this throwing hammer, as well as every creature within 30 feet, must make a DC 17 Constitution saving throw.
Oh, that is weird, and we love it.
Or to be stunned.
My body is ready. I am so ready for
She
this.
gets it.
And
This
the
is
hammer
amazing.
regains.
I've got this.
The hammer regains charges daily at dawn.
DC 17. No one's gonna forget that.
Yeah.
By the way,
DC
guys,
17,
every 17 rolls a drink, just so you know.
Ah.
All right, so Gwen, you got this really cool hammer of thunderbolts. What I'm going to say is while you were making your way from whatever city, you happen to have been acting in or performing in as a sideshow, as you were doing as Grakalag, the half-orc sorcerer, circus performer, sideshow performer. As you were leaving the city, packing up, heading to meet up and link up with one of these migrant bodies, these groups of refugees heading north. You would have set up your little tents for 2 or 3 days, sort of traveling on your own on the roads till you sort of linked up with the larger group. And one night you heard a lightning bolt strike, which was kind of strange because there was no storm going on. There was no lightning in the sky. There was no thunder. There was a lightning bolt. And there was this loud thunder crack that just sort of erupted all around you, and it sort of flashed you nearly blind, even though you had your eyes sort of closed. You were going to sleep, and it sort of blinded you awake. And given your attunement with magic and sorcery, you wanted to inspect what this was, as you saw what looked like sort of a smoldering sort of pile off in the distance on the plains. So you went over to inspect, and sure enough, you found this hammer as if it had fallen from the sky in the ground. And when you pulled this hammer out from the ground, you get to roll D10,000.
Nice.
So this mysterious sky hammer, which
What
made
level are we?
level 4.
4.
This mysterious sky hammer, which is probably going to have to be incorporated somehow into why you're going to fucking space.
In space.
Me or Gwen?
Wait, it just changed. The party goes to space with 11 votes. Sorry, never mind.
Yeah, I
So
think the
here's
party
the
definitely
notes.
goes to space.
We get a lot of questions in our DM's Tavern on how much you should prep for D&D. Here are my notes for tonight's session. So we're going to see what
You should have written blank space. That would have been artistic.
Yeah, with a comma. End the
blank
sentence with a comma.
Oh wow, I like that. No, semicolon.
Semicolon.
Semicolon. You know all about colons, Mitch.
Semicolon. Who's
All right.
rolling the D10,000? Is that not
You.
Gwen?
Lee, I need you to roll.
Elite
Oh my-
10,000.
Elite.
Lee 10,000.
Oh boy.
Oh my god.
We weren't there, did we?
10,000.
9,355.
Yo.
Over
that's a-
9,000.
That's good.
Over 9,000.
Boys.
Oh, the
Look
big ones
out.
are always frightening. Okay.
Oh yeah.
First time I heard damage.
A bit like your own
Thank you so much, Heart of
donkey
Roleplay.
check.
Thank you. That really means a lot.
Okay, let's see.
Oh, roleplay's fucking cool, man.
Well, yeah, so I can just complimented my Twitter picture. Hell yeah.
For those of you who don't know in chat, the D10,000, I'm sure one of our mods will throw it up, as they are wont to do super usefully. Someone put together an amazing expanded list of
Let's
wild
track
magic
you.
surges. So the sorcerer variant for wild magic in 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons has a really cool option where you can roll on a D100 table whenever weird shit happens because you can't control your magic. So we have an expanded list of 10,000 possible results.
10,000.
And to be honest, we like to roll them as often as we can because it's absurd.
We got to get all of them.
You gotta catch them all.
Gotta catch them all. Yeah, okay.
You really gotta catch them all.
Ah, you.
That's what the doctor told me after the checkup.
All right, so
You caught them all.
You caught them all, son. Did I do good, Dad? Daddy?
oh, you got kidding me.
Getting
Hold on.
weird and too close to home.
Super weird. Super weird.
Crazy weird.
I'm gonna pull this
Crazy
up again
cool.
here. Try open in my one browser. Got to reopen the browser.
And I legitimately feel like love for chat at this moment.
Yeah.
I feel
too.
like I have the
We are a
feels right now.
beautiful
I have the feels every time we go live, Will.
I mean, I won't
Take that.
like
One up.
God. Not every single time. Sometimes you come on, it's like, oh my god,
Every
it's like.
single time. All right.
Sometimes like, okay, we got to
shit.
play, we got to do this, and it's an effort. Sometimes it's a labor of love.
Really is.
But then yeah. But right now I'm like, oh my god.
Gotta catch 'em all, and we did. Thank you, Parking Seal. We actually did catch 'em all. The
Called
Thunderbolt hammer or whatever it is, hammer of thunderbolts. Lee has it. She's now rolling a Lee 10,000.
I got this. I
All right.
9,366.
Now, this could not-
55.
11
this-
less, sorry.
Yeah.
could not have been more appropriate. And believe it or not, you sort of get into a habit of making these things work to your benefit. This random D10,000 table, that those of you in chat who checked out the link that our mods threw up, you can go and see and read what this is actually going to be. Gwen is already interpreting what I'm going to say. She's already predicting it. This is actually helping me get the party to space, which is great. If you're playing the game right now, don't look at chat because they're talking about it. They're laughing about it. They think it's jokes. Totally helps. But we're going to dive into the session because it's at least going to start in a swamp.
Not so hard. Not so much.
We're going to at least start in a swamp.
The
So,
swamp rocket to spin.
all right, I was going to roll party connections, but we just don't have fucking time.
Fun that, man.
Fuck it,
fun.
let's do one. Let's do one party connection because that's the thing that's got to happen. Everybody roll me a D8, nice and quick.
Alrighty, nice and quick. How do I?
6.
How does? One.
How does one roll 20?
Five.
What is an roll 20?
All right, so we're gonna start with Lucius, Logan's character, the human rogue sharpshooter in his mid-40s, was an antiques dealer, sent his family ahead of him. He's gonna be disappointed. It's gonna be a while till he sees them again.
Oh boy.
Certainly is.
Go on without me. I got the. Why?
Lucius, you rolled a 5 on your D8. Let me pull up my tables here. Da-da-da-da. Cool. Pick one PC, Logan. Pick one other player.
Will's
Do it.
character.
All right. I was doing so.
Cool. Will's character. Ben
Favoritism.
Qualla, Will's character, as you've chosen. Over the course of the travel, you guys have been traveling for a couple days now with this large group of refugees. At some point in your travels, you and Will's character sort of were interacting, and you saw that he has a natural aptitude for some trade, something that you're fairly specialized or trained at, and you're eager to sort of, bring his skill up. You see he has some kind of natural affinity. It can be sharpshooting, doesn't have to be sharpshooting. Any skill that you're proficient in, really. And you saw him do something sort of without expecting it. He doesn't have a lot of training, and you saw, man, like he's pretty good for a first time. And you kind of maybe want to mentor him. Maybe he asked you to show him something. So what skill might that have been? You and Will can talk about it. You can choose between the two of you. But he's shown some affinity or natural talent in a skill that you spent a lot of time perfecting.
What's
Yeah,
one
we'll
of
go with
your
the
skills?
sharpshooting. I feel like
Okay.
that's pretty cool.
I'm a sharpshooter. Okay, I've got like a natural talent for hunting. I'm a hunter. It's what I do.
Cool.
Okay.
Cool. So you
Oh
guys have-
my gosh, that was right in my ears.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good. That's what I was aiming for. Because I'm a sharpshooter. Jesus Christ, Lee. Rip everyone's ears.
yeah, big
Well-
time. Big time.
Internal keyboard. Internal keyboard. Internal.
Thumbs up, she says. Internal keyboard.
I can't get to it.
In her defense,
I wish I could get to this keyboard, which is inside my laptop. I don't
What
know
a great design.
what effect that has on your
It's
voice
the
or your
but
microphone,
I'm gonna
Lee.
just excuse myself from that.
Okay, we'll pretend that never happened.
Oh well. Okay, go for it.
Cool.
That's
Cool.
okay.
I'm always going to ask for your permission now because I don't want that to happen again. 'Cause that's terrifying.
Mitch,
It's just
you should
terrifying
always,
for
Mitch, you
everyone.
should always ask for permission, man. Let's be real.
Oh, yeah. No, don't go there.
Microphone is always off.
All right. Will, you rolled a 6. Benquala, you feel extremely protective of one other PC. Doesn't necessarily have to be Lucius, but pick
Okay.
another PC and you're extremely protective of them for reasons of your choosing.
I am protective of Lee's character because he reminds me of my son.
This giant half-orc.
Yeah, he was ugly as fuck.
My son, he was fucking ugly.
He had
You're
green
such a
skin
gent.
too.
He was
The
You
a,
were
world's
loving
biggest
father.
underbite.
I know, he was a,
I remember bite. That's exactly what he looks like.
I'll be honest, he was not a looker. And so,
Even speaks this German accent.
yes,
The
yes
kind
he
of face
does.
only a mother could love.
Only a
His mother-
father,
His
only
mother-
father of a murdered son could love.
Oh, God.
Am I right, boys?
Oh, rip piracy. All right, Banquala. That's what you're dealing with. Super protective of Grakalag for
Yes, I
reminding
am.
you of your kind of malformed son with a bit of an underbite.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
super
no, my
cool.
son doesn't have to be fucking beautiful.
Yeah.
My son has.
Yeah. He's gonna
Of
grow
course,
into
it's
his
something like-
jaw. It's not his
Yeah,
fault.
no, I'm fucking, I'm fucking, I'm
He's
fucking.
gonna grow into his jaw just like you did.
Uh,
Just-
I am
come on.
fucking,
I don't know,
Mr. I'm
Stargate.
Mr. White.
Like,
I'm
Jaw
Breaking
was
Bad,
fucking
Mr. White. Okay, I've got a son with like, who's
I used
not
to
like.
take baths in your jaw, but now you've grown into it.
Yeah, I've got a son who is like, is not fucking the most. He hasn't got the easiest start in life, so I feel
Son?
extra protective of him
Yeah.
because people fucking bully that kid, and I kick the shit out of them when they do so.
Your son looks like a pelican.
Yeah, and that's when
And,
I go fucking, I go ham on them.
And to go with sort of normal D&D tropes,
That
because
is
I don't
not
really give a
okay.
shit about orcs. We'll say that orcs, for the most part, are treated on pretty harshly.
Actually,
even
there
though
are
their
some.
language is a
There are.
subset of
Chat.
dwarven.
There are
All right.
subs,
Okay.
so-
Okay. Mitch, we got a couple orcs in chat. Be careful, please.
It's
I
fine.
know a few personal orcs who would be very
Yeah.
offended.
So that would make sense. That would make sense with Banquala feeling like he wants to protect Gragalag if Gragalag gets made fun of or teased or is kind of a bit of an outsider.
They make fun of him in
That's-
Dwarven so they can't hear. Oh wait,
It's a subset. Same language. Same language.
Same
Practically
language.
the same.
they speak on similar terms.
Just at different heights, really.
Pitches.
All right.
I can't believe how racist.
So
this
Lee's
is.
character, Gragalag, the half-orc sorcerer, sideshow performer, you rolled a 5. You rolled a 5. Pick a PC, Lee. Pick another PC.
For PC, I would like to pick mathematics PC.
Oh,
Cool. So Brooke,
we've only
the
just
Yeah,
met.
you would.
Battle Rage Barbarian, the
Yes.
But we already just met.
dreadlocks,
That is I.
battle
That's the kind
axe.
of character that Graklak would aspire to be. He would like to be a tough guy. He would love to have the kind of strength that a barbarian has.
I feel when he doesn't look
However-
up to his father.
He's got an underbite and he only does magic tricks for a living. So
Cool. So
unfortunately,
So there's a connection that
I've
you
been there,
just
man.
given, which is great.
I'm
As to your connection on why you care about Brute.
I've been there, son. Don't worry.
Because you rolled this
I would
5.
be a bad father.
Because you rolled this 5.
Call me daddy.
Recollect, Brooke feels a certain way about you.
Ooh.
Okay.
Second. I'll give you a second. We're good?
Okay.
So you aspire to be Brooke. Brooke, the big battle-raging, battle-axe wielding, scalp-wearing barbarian. But Gragalag.
Doesn't wear a scalp on his head like a toupee, like somebody else's obvious
That's
scalp.
what I said. You said you have a scalp, and I said as long as you're not wearing it, and you just didn't say anything, and I was like,
Oh,
oh,
did-
fuck. Jesus.
Oh no, he's wearing it like a necklace. Sorry, I don't think I said that. Not
But
just
really-
like on top like a toupee, like this is real. I don't know what you're talking about.
All right.
Yeah, no.
Cool. So Brooke, and
Yes.
Greg, you know this. Greg, you know this, and Lee, I'll let you choose whether or not Brooke knows that you know, and you'll understand in a second. So, Greg, you aspire to be like the raging barbarian. Brooke, you think that Gregaleg's magics are unnatural and are only going to bring about bad things, and you are extremely distrustful, and you think that they're vile and evil and shouldn't be tampered with.
Aye.
Now, Lee, your character Greg knows that Brooke feels this way, and you can choose whether or not you guys have talked about it. You can choose whether or not you've let Brooke know that Greg knows about that distrust, if that makes sense.
Yeah. I would like to choose that they both are definitely aware of this whole situation.
Okay.
The reason that Graklak looks up to him is that he wants Brooke to actually sort of come round to his way of using the magic, but also that Graklak does actually look up to him as a barbarian. He would like to learn his ways. He just wants to be a better person. He's not entirely sure of where he stands, whether magic or brute force is his way. But that he
So
looks
he's an angsty orc. I get it.
He's like a massive
Super edgy.
massive edge lord. Yeah. Basically.
Cool.
He's
Yeah.
like a
Give him-
massive
give him-
edge lord. Again, not the first time I've heard that tonight.
Yeah, like a massive edgelord. He wants Brooke to take him under his wing, but understands that there will be consequences because of the way that Brooke feels about the way he uses magic. So
And
he's
that crazy fucking hammer, yeah.
yeah,
That could be
yeah.
a
And
thing.
that
That's
weird fucking hammer he has.
yeah,
like-
that's
Yeah,
also
like,
a
how do we
perfect
use this?
connection piece because Brooke sees that hammer and he's just like starts salivating and it kind of gets a little hard and
Yeah,
I mean
so it's
you're like
like-
barely
Not
learning
kinda.
to use this thing. Yeah.
Totally.
the hammer allows like a nice little connection between them
A
in that
bridge. Yeah.
it's it's like brute force plus magic.
Brute
So
force.
it's like a nice thing that they can do.
Very cool. Very cool. See, Chad, this is how we roll in weird shit. a magic item on a random table, you're going to see the D10,000 it'll come in. And now we've just found this really awesome connection where we've got this barbarian that the half-orc aspires to be, but it's kind of the half-formed half-orc that uses magic. The barbarian's distrustful, and they're friends because there's this awesome hammer of magic that's a badass hammer.
Look what we did. Click that follow button.
Look what we have made together.
We're in 2003 right now.
Ugly baby together.
Now we're not done because Brooke, you get to roll a connection.
I
and you
do,
rolled a
and I
seven.
think I rolled it. I think I rolled a 7.
You rolled a 7. Now, Brooke,
Yes.
I need you to pick a PC.
Okay.
Who hasn't been picked?
I think everyone's
Logan.
somewhat tangled.
Well, I think Logan had one, but he hasn't been picked as one.
All right, Logan.
Cool. Now you guys are gonna have to talk about how you feel about one another after this. Brooke, you accidentally caught Logan in
players.
one of your traps when you were hunting sort of with the refugee group, and Logan
I
was
caught
stuck there
Logan?
for 2 days. Logan
Ah.
got stuck in one of your traps.
Maybe that's why he sent his
bad, man.
family ahead.
That was me. I sent my
So
family
you guys,
ahead.
You guys get to
Oh,
talk
that's
about
true.
how that happened and how you resolved, how you feel about each other. But yeah, it was serious. Like you took some damage, like you were hurting. You were obviously starved and thirsty for 2 days.
He was in my trap.
Yeah, yeah.
BRB.
Sorry, that was for ladies.
Uh,
That was not meant for you.
so I think, what kind of trap do you want to be caught
Well, it was
in?
not meant for you.
None
Meant for
would
you.
be my preference.
Bear trap. It was a
do you want to
man
be up
trap.
in the air? I don't know. Let's say it was not a bear snare. Actually, let's.
It was your sex dungeon. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
You've
My first
fallen
instinct
into
when
my
I hit
mind.
trap is like the bear trap kind of thing. So
Oh
Yeah.
no, you're falling into my mind.
Sure. Yeah. There was probably like a very obvious pile in a pathway, and it had a snare. And you just like went upside down, and you probably passed out. Woke up a couple times starving, and then every time you woke up, you were even more hungry. And then finally, you saw me, and I cut you down,
And I was like, come. We need you.
and then you probably were mad at me, and that's probably
Well,
how you was.
I assume that I have no idea whose trap it was. I mean, unless you straight up told me. That
No,
it
I was
his
like,
trap.
sorry, thought you may have been a stag. My bad.
And then I cut you down.
My bee.
Might be.
My
happens a
bee,
lot.
baby.
Maybe next time I won't put it on a footpath.
But yeah, I cut you down.
More than anything, I'm going to be more concerned about my family and ask if we're still on the way north towards the elves.
We will be. Probably. Let's catch up.
Mitch, at this point, are
probably
we all
best to run.
traveling together? So should we assume like we're all together? Yeah.
Yeah, you guys are all traveling
How
together.
many-
The sort of-
How many refugees do we have?
So the sort of group that you're heading with
Yeah.
that are all probably going to be getting to the coast at roughly the same time, those of you that make it, is probably
Yeah.
going to number in around 2,500. Although your particular like unit, think of it like a
Shitting hell.
convoy within convoy. So like the pack of you that sets up a little camp together with a perimeter is probably about 200 or so.
So this is like a world in which we're dealing with similar population sizes to today, or okay, cool.
Comparatively,
Or like,
sort of, at
I
least
guess
on the
much
one-
smaller,
at
I
least on the-
suppose. Actually, when you think about it, yeah.
On the one continent, at least, you've got sort of relatively comparable densities. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah. So
cool.
quite a lot of bodies moving back and forth.
So yeah,
for
this
sure.
is this is fucking like monumental, earth-shaking
Yeah,
events. Like
If you were to go up, a kilometer into the sky and sort of look out, you'd see the sort of line
you see the
of
people, right?
camps, sort of all the way across.
Yeah, so it's the classic sort of every thousands of years, well, every several thousand of years on Earth, there are continental movements of people. So like Roman Empire, current day we're seeing one. Cool.
Yep,
Okay,
yep.
so so I guess we're fucking traveling together. I spend some time whilst we're traveling with Grakalakalakaloo. As I fondly call him. My son, I take you under my wing. I will teach you the ways of the farmer, of the pitchfork,
Farmer
and the plow, and the hoe. I will teach you the
Teach me
ways.
more about hoes, father.
I think you need to
You're
learn
a hoe
about
farmer.
hoes. I know a lot about hoes, son. Don't you worry. Your mom can teach you much too. So yeah, I probably spend some time teaching, departing words of wisdom upon my kind of surrogate son who I've kind of taken under my
Protege,
wing.
in a way, yeah.
Yeah, my protege. Thank you so much to Smugglehorn for falling. Welcome to the adventure, Smugglehorn. You are a gentleman and a scholar, so welcome to the adventure. If you guys in chat haven't yet, hit that follow button. We're in 2004. We're trying to hit 2016. At the very least, we want to hit modern day. We want to go far
We want to go all the way to
into
right
the future.
now.
All the way to right now, boys. So hit that follow button if you haven't already. Lee, you're worrying me in chat right now. So
Oh, we're good. We are good. We are GM prepping at fucking
Yeah.
Mach
Oh.
7, so we are good to go.
thank you so much to Fat Anorexic for following. Welcome to the adventure, my friend.
I love that name. Wow.
You're a
I love
gentleman
it.
and a scholar, so welcome to the adventure. It's 2005, guys. I remember this.
I would not. I remember this. I was a
remember
conscious human
2005.
being at this point, Will.
I was, yeah. It's actually odd because all of these dates I have not been.
But until right now, I think I have memories. in those-
2005, I was.
Stop it. Stop it.
Some
Stop it.
years old.
Ah, you bastard.
Let's no.
Oh, you tease.
Will.
So I say, son, let's follow me.
What?
Okay.
Wait, I'm 19 years old. Like, I'm not fucking old, guys. 2005 is like.
We know you're not old. This is the point. Anyway.
Oh dear. I'm gonna snag the reins back here aggressively because if we're gonna get to space and back,
Mitch, I'm
if
worried.
we're gonna get to space and back.
Oh, we're coming back.
We gotta get
Are we
involved.
getting? I thought we were going to stay on the moon.
Oh, I mean, you might not
Or-
survive space. You might not survive there, so you might not come back in that sense. But there's a chance. I'll leave a door open, as it were, and chat should know what that means. But before we get started here, so you guys are traveling. You've got your connections rolled up. What I'm going to say is I'm going to pull from one of those connections. I'm going to give you guys an NPC that you've engaged with a little bit. So Lucius, when you got caught in this, what was it, like a bear trap, a sling trap?
It was a snare that lashed him up into the tree upside down by the ankle.
Okay. So Lucius, I'll say you took not like a really serious debilitating injury, but something that took you 3 or 4 days to kind of get over, and you definitely wanted to make sure that you had it looked at and to make sure it wasn't too more serious than you thought. So we'll say you
It's
thought you
fine.
could have been a really bad sprain, but it could have been a break, could have been a fracture, whatever. So you went to see the individual within your little group. Within your sort of pack or your camp of refugees moving towards the north, the sort of resident physician, medicine man sort of thing. So you went to see a dwarven man, an elderly dwarven man named Germer. Now Germer, very gray beard,
Scottish.
completely bald. Yeah, we'll say he's Scottish for convenience sake, so chat just knows when it's the dwarf talking.
Thank you. And
Germer's bald. He's got a sort of graying beard. He's quite a dirty dwarf. He's covered
bet
in
he is, Mitch.
Super dirty.
soot, covered in soot
He'll
and
do
dirt and
anything.
things. He's kind of a herbalist, so sort of fairly traditional medicine, more so than magics, although he does have a spattering of healing magic to sort of supplement his salves and things. He's also quite a pessimist. So you had maybe like a 30-minute interaction with him where he sort of checked your leg and sort of, bandaged it, maybe put some salves, did a little bit of healing for you to make sure your ankle was going to be okay.
If it doesn't herb, you're doing it wrong.
And that whole, because there's a fucking H in it. And that whole time, while he was healing you, he was just kind of complaining. So you know that this guy, he's always complaining. He's always, got a pretty bleak outlook. So he gave you the sense, and you can choose whether or not you would share this with Banquala, who you sort of have been teaching how to shoot a little bit better. And then Banquala can choose whether or not he would share this with Greg, who he's being protective of. And then Greg, you may or may not have passed this on to Brooke, who you're trying to build a relationship with. So you can see, chat, how these tangles are really useful to pass information. Lucius, this dwarven healer, would have sort of complained to you that the swamps that you're heading into, so these marshlands that you're entering, that you're going to be traveling through for the better part of 3-4 weeks, maybe, just because it's really slow. Not that it's particularly dangerous as far as you are aware of. It's just that there's not a lot of spaces with dry patches large enough for how many people you have. So your camps are going to have to be a little bit more spread out, which is, a problem tactically as you sort of set up the tents in the little sort of dry islands among these marshes. There's the odd bit of sort of foliage and trees. It's definitely not a forest, definitely not a sort of wooded marsh, but there are the odd trees here and there. So he's not liking the idea of being wet and uncomfortable and all of the water. But he does also say that a number of children, lots of the children that pass through this stretch, because he's been in contact with, a family member of his, will say, who's already passed through these swamps and made it to the coast, made it further north. Lots of children get sick while in these swamps, and a lot of the children don't make it. For whatever reason, there's some kind of flu or rheumatism that sets in with the mosses and the humidity, the dampness. Lots of children are susceptible to getting sick and just don't make it back from these swamps.
Shit.
So that's the little piece that you know. Again, you may have passed it on.
Okay.
You may have, I know a lot of people have children, it seems, so it might be pertinent information.
Yeah, I would show him
Lucius' kid.
the locket with the picture of Morgan and Dante, my wife and son, and ask if he's seen them come through.
Morgan Freeman.
Hello,
Yeah,
have you
he'll-
seen my father?
He'll sort of.
That was
He'll-
fantastic.
Thank you.
Oh, Cord is always fantastic.
I do
Oh,
a great Warwick Davis. I found out this morning.
No, that was really
Did you
good.
know?
earlier.
Yeah.
So what was your
My
Michael Caine?
eyes.
I like your
Michael
Michael.
Caine.
She was
Michael
she
Caine.
was only 15.
My name, Michael Caine.
She was
I
only.
am a nosy neighbour.
No,
Not
she
much
was,
people know that.
she was only
Okay,
15.
so we're all Michael Caine. Let's-
Everyone's Michael Caine,
Now that that's
including Chet.
But let's
You
make
came
sure
again.
that she was only 15.
so yeah,
That's so
Lucius, you
fucked.
show Germer, this dwarven healer, the locket with your wife and son, Morgan and Dante, and he sort of does you the politeness of like taking a look at it for a minute, and he kind of grumbles, "Sorry lad, haven't seen him," and he explains to you that he hasn't been talking too much about who's made it, who hasn't, been thousands and thousands who've passed through, and he himself is moving with your group. He's not sort of a fixed sort of healer on the banks of this swamp. One of his brothers will say is a much more powerful magic user than he is. Germer himself prefers to mix and cocktail herbal natural medicines with magic, and his brother communicates with him sort of by scrying magic every once in a while, and it's just sort of common knowledge now after several months of this migration that lots of children don't make it through, and so the parents try to take extra caution to make sure the kids don't sort of fall ill when passing through the swamp.
Okay.
Cool.
I'll be kind of relieved then that he hasn't seen them, assuming that means there's not been a problem.
Yeah, cool. Makes sense.
Before passing on that information, and I'll also kind of like keep an eye as we travel for a place where we might be able to sort of move up into the trees, like if we're gonna stop and rest or whatever.
Yeah, so every night setting up camp, we'll say that you make sure you've got some high ground or the nearest high ground available.
And when I'm teaching, I'm sorry, Will, what's your character name again?
Banquala.
My name is
Ben
Banqualler.
When I'm working on the
Banqualler,
sharp
BC.
station, we're kind of off from the rest of the people for obvious
Yeah.
reasons. You don't want to
We want to be alone
shoot somebody else
sometimes.
or something.
Sometimes
and
we
so
need our
kind
alone
of
time. Because we're
Sort
men.
of teach him some other things about the woods. And,
Yeah, I hear. I know what you're teaching me, boy. Sometimes men need to be alone in the woods together because Mitch is muted, I think. Which
Yeah,
means...
time to drink.
Yep.
Logan,
If you're muted and you're trying to talk, then you have to drink.
and I'm gonna have to go refill my glass of wine, so I got to give you guys something to talk about. Logan,
Okay.
I like that you're learning how to talk over Will. That's really important when you play on Encounter Roleplay. So I need you guys
I'll
to
give you
tell
a good
chat,
chance.
particularly Banquala. Will, you're gonna have to speak. Given that
Yes.
Lucy just shared this information with you, maybe while showing you, how to get high ground, how to fire from a tree, for instance. Lucius has just passed on that these swamps are particularly dangerous for children. So how would Banquala feel about the potential increased risk that his son, Richard, may have experienced while passing through ahead of him?
Richard Lebois.
Yep. Richard the Woods, if you guys are French.
Yeah, well, I don't feel too good about the fact that Richard had to come through here and possibly had to face the dangers alone without his father. I don't know about you, but I think that this place could be dangerous.
Sounds about right.
And I brood. I don't quite know. I know that there's someone here speaking to me, and I know that it's Logan's character, but I can't quite remember his name.
Lucius.
Lucius, yes, that's your name. Hello, Lucius.
Hello.
Why are you here talking to
Mitch is
me?
back on his yoga mat. He's ready to do this.
I'm ready for some Pilates, guys. Sure.
It's actually fucking brutal. I never sit cross-legged.
I know, right? Yeah.
Why would anyone sit like this? It's the worst. I would
Mitch,
not just
that is a
sit on
beautiful,
Now I
that is
understand
a
the
beautiful
piece, mate.
glass of wine, Mitch. Cheers.
I just sort of, as he like goes off into this like inner monologue, or well, not inner, but he goes off into this sort of like monologue while I'm trying to teach him how
You
to
wish
shoot
it-
from a
you wish
tree.
it
I
was-
just give him this weird look, and he's like, "Hello, Lucius," and I'm like, "Hello."
Hello, Lucius. I was talking to you. That's right, you. Over there in the tree. I was talking about my son, who might be in danger in
How can
this.
you not hear me?
How can you not
Because
hear
I'm
me?
talking in a whisper.
I've got a really kind of deep, scary voice. Where are the rebel bases? Tell me where the rebel bases are.
Will, if you say your parents are dead, you're out of this game.
These are not. These are not the rebels you're looking for, but I do know that I hate sand. It gets everywhere.
It's everywhere.
Not like you, Lucius. You're soft. I'm gonna cut this pair in twain with my bow, which you've been teaching me to shoot.
Takes the reins back. All right.
There it is.
This is what happens.
You did it right. Wow,
I did it
that's
so
all right.
good.
It's all good.
Thank you.
Cool. So
I've been
dangerous
practicing that
children,
performance for a while.
essentially.
Just,
That was
Uh,
beautiful.
thank you,
I
Lee.
genuinely
Thank you.
don't believe you. Don't believe. Nope,
The
that's
script
why-
may not
that's
have.
why.
Well,
The
you-
speech may not have been scripted, but that monologue was.
Mitch, I don't know if you believe in love, but
I
that's
believe.
certainly.
I believe. All right.
You're a believer?
I
Is that what you're
fucking like Mitch. I don't know if I know you right now. I don't know if I know you or if I want to know you.
Well,
All I know, I'm not angry, Mitch. I'm just disappointed.
Oh.
we've got a lot of stuff to get through.
we've got a full schedule, guys. We've got space to get into. All right,
Full
then. So
schedule.
I stopped fucking around. I'm like, if only we could launch ourselves into space. No.
Makes sense.
I come down
Can you
for
take
3 after we
screenshots of
finish.
those notes, Mitch, and then I will just do it
Yeah.
later for the
Yeah,
Mad Lib stream?
God, that's a good idea.
Thank you.
I had to go in
Alright.
black cat in a pink vest.
Marvelous.
I got your name right.
Cool. All right, we got to blast through. I got to do a little bit of narrating through. I don't usually like to talk so much, but let's get moving here. So you guys head into these swamps. You spend about 3-4 days. 3-4 days moving north. You get off tack a little bit. It's hard to keep the direction given the thickness of the mist. It's hard to tell kind of exactly where the sun is rising or setting because it's kind of like one direction of horizon very broadly starts to lighten each morning, given how thick the mist is. It's not quite as sort of damp or miserable as you'd expect. This is not your typical kind of haunted swamp. It's just kind of marshlands, right? So you're dealing with a whole lot of moving sort of left and right, skirting around pools so you can avoid, getting too wet. We'll swap and switch, swip over the Roll20 windows so you guys can sort of see what you're dealing with.
Oh, baby.
Lucius, you got some trees to work with if you need them as far as high ground. You don't have any issue each night when you set up camp making sure that you've got somewhere safe you can dart to if need be.
You're
to
like a
protect
monkey
yourself.
at night. You find
Well done.
bananas
That was good.
and you make a nest for yourself. I like it.
Well.
I like how you're teaching me your ways, son.
Not
You
good.
can learn a lot from them.
Contrary to what I think
I
Lo
thought you were
and
so-
Lee may be thinking, Will, that didn't get funnier as it kept going. You're like,
No, it
and then
did.
maybe it'll get funny, and then we're waiting for the punchline,
It's,
and it's just still not.
no. Believe me, the more you drink, Mitch, the funnier I get. It's a funny concept, but
Don't
trust
drink to
me,
that.
just keep going. You'll get there.
Oh,
I'm fucking hilarious after about 2 glasses of wine. Don't worry.
All right, we are good to go. So, on about day 5. Day
That's how I
5, you
do
guys
it,
are
ladies.
setting up your camp, tacking down to get ready to go. Now, none of the children that you're traveling with in your group have shown any kind of symptoms or anything strange. This strange flu or rheumatism. So nothing out of the ordinary as far as you can tell. You have been keeping a particular eye out on some of the children, given that you're aware that this might happen. There's one local child, actually a dragonborn. You can't tell quite if she's going to turn into a red dragon or a brass dragon because she's just kind of a dull brown.
Do you think
Probably
she's
only
some kind of like cryptic snake, perhaps? Because she just followed. Welcome to the Avenge, my friends. You're a gentleman and a scholar, so get wrecked, Mitch. It's 2006, boys. You have just been DP'd by Will and Cord. Enjoy.
I mean, it is a day of the week that ends in Y, so nothing out of the ordinary.
Right.
Sorry, I just tried to use Spit Roaster Mom. All right, moving on. Local child named Safi. Safi's the name of this dragonborn. Like I said, can't tell if she's a red dragon or a brass dragon because she's still kind of like a dull brown. Her scales haven't come in yet. She's probably 10 or 11 years old.
She's
missing quite
dark-skinned bronze dragon.
quite a few teeth.
Duffy is the name of my real life hat.
Oh, yeah?
Luffy or Sophie? What is it?
Duffy.
Safi. S-O-T. S-O-T.
Sophie.
Oh,
Like a
Sophie,
toffee
okay,
and
I thought
Sophie.
Taffy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Safi, you can't really tell by the coloration of her scales whether she's going to be a red dragon or a brass dragon. So you can't tell sort of where on the spectrum she's going to end up. And also, she's like really immature and she loves playing pranks. At one point, she put a bunch of firecrackers into one of the campfires and like scared some of the elderly. And so she's like a bit of a prankster, kind of a pain in the butt, and she's not really taking how seriously this whole migration is. She's missing her 2 front teeth, so Cord can do the whistle.
That's all.
Yeah.
Horrible. Oh my gosh.
We'll say that
Go on.
Dragonborn like change their teeth into adult teeth like at teenage. We'll say because they have to grow
Yeah.
these fangs. So she's like losing her baby fangs.
When Mitch nails a Dragonborn going through puberty, look at that. That's great.
Whoa, no, Cord, you can't say a sentence like that without it being quoted.
Look at you.
I am. when Cord
Nailed
nails
it.
a Dragonborn
Nails
going
a Dragonborn
through
going through puberty.
puberty.
It's okay. They're Dragonborn.
Yep. We are just gonna pretend that didn't happen.
Oh, I'm gonna quote it.
Softy is the
Softy is what everyone has in chat.
We got a strong softie going around in chat right now. I
can't
can't
really tell.
confirm that much.
Yeah. The other child is Micah. Micah's a human boy. He's much younger. Micah's probably only 5 or 6. He seems quite more afraid of being in the swamp, afraid of the dark. His father, Thomas, is a brickmaker. Thomas is sort of your typical, sort of, large from the shoulders up, strapping looking, but, got a good beer belly going on. Big mustache, strong looking hands. And he's quite protective of Micah. There's no wife to be seen, and Thomas doesn't talk a whole lot. So Micah and Safi are the 2 children that you're kind of tracking to see.
Micah's your older brother?
No. Micah and Sathi are just the 2 children that you see the most, sort of based on where you guys set up your tents and camps. They're sort of unrelated. Sathi, you don't actually see with any parents. You don't see any parents at all seeming to claim her. She's always just kind of running around doing these pranks, sort of being a pain in the ass. And you've never actually seen where she bunkers down for the evening. So you do know that there's some orphan children that are sort of tacked on to each refugee group just to help move them because they don't want any of the orphanages still populated. So she could be one of those, could be sort of unattended given that she's a little bit older. But anyways, Sathi and Micah are the 2 children that you're tracking. So on the 5th evening in these swamps, you guys set up your camp. Lucius, I'll say you can find a good tree, a good scouting point for cover. Relatively uneventful setting up camp. You get up your tents, whatever caravans you might have had alongside either way, and you get set up, campfires, food, rations, that sort of thing. And you all go to sleep. Relatively uneventful until you're sleeping. And all of you are going to have the same dream. And again, it'll take a minute for you to figure out when you wake up that you've had the same dream, speaking with one another. But you have a very vivid dream of a child, not Micah, but roughly the same age, probably a 6 or 7-year-old child, a little bit older. A small child you think is female, but it's hard to tell because she has no hair. But there are little patches of short hair, so it looks like her hair has been sort of torn out. And it's this child standing in just sort of a muddy, sort of like wet child's like nightgown, like pajamas, and she's standing in the swamp with a cabin behind her. There's just a cabin. There's some candlelight sort of coming from one of the windows of the cabin. And this child is standing there, and there's something around her neck, but it goes into her nightgown, and it's kind of spherical looking. And this dream is very visceral. You're sort of slowly getting closer to this child, and you're sort of moving towards her. And right when you get close enough, she pulls out this thing, this spherical object hanging from her necklace. And it's a human eye, it looks like, without much of the tendril or the cordage, just the eye itself. It's quite graphic, and it's been wound in a bunch of cord. There's some leaves and twigs around it. She sort of holds up the eye sort of on her forehead, so it's sort of between her 2 eyes, and then she opens her mouth in a silent scream, making no noise at all. The light goes out in the cabin, and then you are all woken up to the sound of real screaming in your camp. And you all wake up to the sound of shrieking and screaming nearby, mostly coming from one
person?
Mostly coming from one woman's voice, but sort of a kilometer forward and backwards, you can hear lots of commotion in these tents as you all wake up. And I would like a perception check from all of you.
Oh God, okay.
Right.
Okay, I'm gonna just try and perceive what I can see here, son. I perceive 21 things.
Do you want advantage or disadvantage?
So far, I'm just laughing at your laugh.
Okay, well I've rolled an 18, and I would also like to cast Dancing Light and run out to the source of the noise, if that's okay.
Cool,
that
absolutely.
sounds like
So it's
so pleasant.
you're woken up as you're sort of woken up by this shrieking. All of you except for Brooke.
Me.
Everyone except for Brooke. Brooke, maybe you sleep a little sounder than the rest.
Yeah.
Maybe it was the
No
ale.
one's screaming anymore.
You're all woken up. It's about dawn, but it's very early dawn, so the sky is just really dark blue. Still not a whole lot of visibility when you look down towards the ground. Your eyes are going to have to adjust. That sort of low-lying mist is sort of all over the place. Hasn't quite raised itself up yet, as it's still quite cool, still quite fresh this morning. Now, on that perception check, everyone except for Brooke's character hears that the most proximate, the closest sound of commotion that you can hear is a combination of sort of like kind of weeping and pleading, sort of like, please, 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 sort of combined with sort of crying from one of the tents nearby. And you can hear what sounds like growling noises.
It's getting real tense.
And every once in a while, the growling noises is interrupted by like some like flesh rending, like tears at something fleshy.
Something sounds flesh rending nearby.
Yeah, so you hear some flesh rending and a woman's voice pleading. But only three of you hear that. Cord, your character Bruce, just kind of wakes up and just hears, oh, there's some commotion. I had that weird dream.
I live in Birmingham, man, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, how did the three of you respond?
I'm going to run out.
Yeah, I run out. I'm kind of suddenly alert, suddenly awake, and I stand erect very quickly and run out. Like, and I don't know why you're laughing, dude. That's not funny. Like the word erect. That's not any way dumb a joke. I run out and I'm like, son, are you okay? But of course I'm whispering so no one hears me. So I shout, son, are you okay? Out into the darkness.
To Gragalite?
Yeah, to Gragalakaloku.
I am fine, but I heard a woman. And she was screaming.
Welcome. Was her name Joshua Onisi 8? Welcome to the adventure, my friend. You're a gentleman. And a scholar, so welcome to the adventure. These plugs, these hooks, these segues just keep getting better and better. We're in 2007. I distinctly remember the day it was 2007. So.
Cool. So you guys.
I run out and I go and find my son, pretty much, with my sword drawn. Son, where are you? I'm coming to find you. Don't you worry.
Yeah, we'll say that the four of you. Yeah, the four of you were sort of like camped fairly close to one another, given that you all sort of know each other quite well now. So.
Yeah, I mean, I've taken him on as a surrogate son, so I imagine like we sleep pretty closely with one another.
Spoon.
Blue Spoon, yeah. I mean, he's. I'm gonna stop. Before I get myself into trouble, I run out into the night and find him in the darkness if I can.
He's casting dancing lights.
Well,
so
in that case, I might be able to see him.
Yeah.
Dancing.
Yeah, you guys would have been sleeping within 100 feet of one another, and you would have known roughly where the individual, one another would have like bunkered down.
Sleeping within 100 feet, boys. Step one.
We're all spooning together.
Just a long line of all of our characters spooning one another.
Cool. So Banquala and Gragalak find one another quickly with Gragalak's dancing lights.
It's me,
sort of
Banquala,
something of a beacon. Lucius, you would have seen this beacon, and all three of you would be able to identify the tent where these noises are coming from.
I say, it seems to be coming from that tent over there.
We must go and investigate, because that did not sound too nice to Gragalak.
No, it does not sound like your usual sounds which come from that tent. And
So not the Birmingham tent.
Not the Birmingham tent, no, that's much far worse. I say, I sense an evil intent here. And I look at the
It's
camera.
getting intense.
And then I kill myself. And
And then I log out of the car.
I Sudoku, honorably.
Honorably Mitsubishi.
Honorably Mitsubishi, Suzuki, Sudoku. Yeah, so,
Bukaki.
Honorably.
Honorably, of course. I head the tent. I'm probably gonna like cut down the flap to the tent.
You are your own accompaniment at this level of drunk. I
Please
love
do
it.
not.
That's the flap. That's actually that is a reference to the very first game I ever played of D&D.
Really?
That is still a thing in my family.
Tell. We've got time.
We've got time, don't worry. Well, guys, it's a half an hour story now. But very briefly, there was the first game I played D&D with my family back when I was like a kid. I was doing some kind of silly pirate voice, and they were like breaking into a tent for some reason. I was like, "You're peeking under the flap," and for some reason that has become a kind of family joke now. So whenever the word flap is mentioned, I have to say it in that voice. TBT.
Makes sense.
TBT, boys.
Oh, by the way, cat slapping me in the face with her tail. So does that
That's a
count?
drink.
Oh
Yep.
god. Oh god.
All right then, boys. So yeah,
Two
I
things.
cut down the flap.
Family flaps. Hashtag family flaps. Get a wall of hashtag family flaps in chat, guys. Just to bring that
And if you
back
haven't
to
heard the
those
layest
times.
news, then Cord is actually sadly leaving the Encounter Roleplay team.
Sadly, it's so recent. I don't even know about it.
Even he didn't know. No. Forget that speech earlier. It's over. It's Ovi. No, I cut down the flap like with my fucking sword. We need to
Cool,
see what's
yeah.
inside. We need to cut down these flaps
Yeah, all three of you see
mercilessly.
this sort of rough, sort of quick setup that most of the refugees were, setting up each night because they got to be on the move the next morning. So probably enough room for like 6 or 7 people in the tent. Probably only about 4.5 feet high. So there's all like the packs and bags on the one side, 2 or 3 sleeping bags on the ground, maybe sort of a dry tarp underneath, and then a sort of small fire in the middle with a bit of a hole up top to let out the smoke. You cut down the flap, you see a woman sort of like clutching onto one of the support poles that's holding up the tent, and in the corner you see the corpse of a man, and you can identify him pretty quickly by his mustache and his beer gut as Thomas the brickmaker. You see Thomas the brickmaker lying on the ground, quite dead, and you can tell he's quite dead because his son Micah is over his body, sort of hunched almost unnaturally, the way his back is sort of curving, his shoulders sort of lurching forward, and Micah is currently gnawing on his dad's bowels. He is going to town, eviscerating and trying to ingest said eviscerated matter. And you can also see that he's got a couple patches of hair just pulled out the back of his head.
Okay.
Just
well,
adorable.
I would like to
It's a
cast,
face.
I would like to cast Ray of Frost on him to try and freeze him in the middle of what he's doing.
Yes, just like I told you, son. Freeze them
Just
first.
like you, just like you touched me, father.
No, Lee. No.
You
That's
just
not
said it yourself.
You said touched. I said taught.
Talked.
I thought you
There
said
is a
touch.
difference. I did not touch
Torched.
my son.
My
or
bad.
anyone. Jesus Christ, Lee. You're worse than
Okay.
me.
Also, Ray of Frost. I believe Ray of
Just
Frost
like you touched
spell
me,
attack.
Father.
Spell attack. Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Cool.
Dear God.
Sure.
So I have
Sure.
to make you a ranged spell attack. So that would be
So it'll be a D20 plus your proficiency modifier plus the modifier of your spellcasting ability, which is a sorcerer, I believe is correct.
yeah. 20 plus God damn. 3 even.
Cool.
Plus
How do Lucas and Cragleg respond to just what they see? Lucas and Benquala as Cragleg's responses to just fire this blast.
I look affirmatively into my son's eyes as if I approve.
I've sort of been following
I
behind
approve
him
you,
with my
son. I'm
crossbow
proud.
ready, not knowing what to expect.
Tell me well, father.
And when I see this,
Taught is the
it's
important
really
word.
hard for me to believe what's going on, and so I just sort of pause a moment, and I see Craigleg fire off the Ray of Frost.
So
I just sort of
you come
wait
in with your
for
weapon
what's-
ready, and you kind of the scene causes you to pause. Obviously, it's a child you're looking at, but Craigleg has no reservation, no such reservation, and fires away with a 24.
I'm
That's
sorry,
definitely
but
going to
you
hit.
don't have a reservation in your name.
Ooh.
Never.
I'm sorry, there's not a reservation in your name.
He was very shocked to see this scene. Obviously this creature gnawing away at the bowels of another creature. He's quite a sensitive half-orc.
So, yeah.
So he's kind of gone, oh my god, and sort of fired a ray of frost.
Cool. Well,
In order to
24
stop.
is a serious fucking wallop. So roll out your damage.
Yeah. Damage. Oh my gosh. Okay, so that's 1d8. cold damage.
Slash roll cold damage.
Yeah.
What's everyone's favourite monster apart from Will, apparently?
Cool. Can you please describe how your Ray of Frost looks being cast and how it kills the boy Micah?
Oh my gosh, so it kills Micah. Shit. Oh my god, I've killed Micah.
No, yes, so you have, but you have to describe it just so you don't.
Okay.
Don't forget that.
Sort of on seeing the scene, Brooklak is very taken aback. It's almost like an electric shock. So if you were to touch someone and give them a static shock, it would be like, oh my god, like sort of a very quick sort of point.
You know, one of the funny things about this is I just said, I'm proud of you, son.
So he sort of does it out of fright, and on realizing what he's done, he starts to cry. Sort of as he sort of fired Ray of Frost, his
Cragalag is crying?
Yeah.
And then his tears turn to slight icicles.
Yes, turn to icicles.
Yeah.
Yes.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
You're being firm on Micah. Let's say a little too for Micah.
Yeah, for Micah. So he sort of fired this thing thinking it was like an attacker. Sort of, oh my gosh, something's happening here. I have to defend said victim. Didn't realize it was Micah. Shot this spell. The tears are forming. They are icicles. And he sort of curls up in a ball on the floor, not entirely sure what to do with himself.
Like a little beach.
Cool.
Like
So,
a lethal bitch.
Yeah.
lethal bitch. We'll say Brooke. Brooke, at this point, you'll have sort of seen the floating dancing lights that Bragalag had cast sort of above him.
Okay.
You would have heard potentially sort of the shrieking, the commotion, the back and forth. Good job, son. And then all of a sudden, you sort of hear the sound of Bragalag weeping as you sort of head over to them. And when you walk over to the back of this tent where the flap has been sort of shorn away, you see again Thomas. Thomas the brickmaker. Yeah, it's a sad family flap though. Because Thomas the brickmaker.
Very sad family flap.
He's completely dead. His bowels are all open, partially sort of hanging off to his side, having been partially consumed. And you see the corpse of Micah again, sort of hunched over a little bit, a couple patches of hair pulled out, blood and gore all down his face.
Like a Christmas photo.
Yeah, but an American Christmas photo.
Yeah, exactly.
And then there's this sort of patch on his lower back going up over to his shoulders where this ray of frost hit him and sort of like froze him immediately. And again, it's so damp and his clothes were so sort of wet from being in the swamp that it sort of froze and sort of shattered a little bit immediately without any kind of contact. So you can see sort of almost like parts of his inner tissue as like the impact of the ray of frost broke the sort of initial freezing. So his Micah's back is almost kind of half open and exposed as he's sort of lying on the ground on his side with some of his dad's bowels in his mouth. So there's your Christmas card snapshot.
Yeah, there it is.
That's pretty similar to mine.
The woman in the tent, have we seen her before?
Welcome. Thank you so much, Unholy Urinal, for following. Welcome to the event, my friend. You're a gentleman and a scholar. I remember you from like 8 or so months ago, actually.
Okay, let's get one thing straight. You say urinal as a urinal?
Urinal.
It depends. Yeah, I usually say urinal. I just say urinal. Yeah, I say
Now,
urinal.
do you say urine or do you say urine?
Urine.
But it's urinal.
Yeah.
Deal with it, cool.
Moving
Fucking
on.
deal with it, bro.
Hashtag just Brit things.
Hashtag Norfolk. Yeah.
Hashtag I give Norfolks. All right, so let's
Love it.
So we've seen her before.
Yep, you've seen her before. Again, you know Thomas didn't have a wife, so it's not his wife. It could have been someone who was like checking up on having heard this noise. It doesn't look like there were three sleeping bags in this tent. There was like a small boy's sleeping bag and then Thomas's sleeping bag. And this woman was kind of near the entrance when you came in. And she is now just sort of weeping hysterically, just kind of like covering her face. And, oh no, God, no.
I'm gonna try and comfort that woman and be like, I am so sorry, I had no idea.
What I want to do is as a father figure right here. I'm gonna, because I realised that my son's made a huge mistake, like which is potentially kind of like fucking life-changing, killing a person. Like I mean,
he was eating his own father's bowels.
Okay, but I mean, let's be real. Like you fucking killed a child. Like it's gonna do some shit to some people, like especially a child, like a young man. Who's like got like a father figure and stuff. So like I kind of jump in front. and I want to just basically like tackle my son, like kind of out, well, not my son, but like my surrogate son out of the room. I'm like, you don't need to be here. You don't need to see this. And I say to my friend Lucy's like, I'm getting him out of here. You deal with the situation. And I kind of just like want to drag him out. Like, come with me, son.
It was at this point that I realised my father was Batman.
Yes, thank you.
And,
Finally.
Finally.
I'm not Batman. I'm just a normal guy.
I'll go willingly.
Trying to do his bit.
My head
So I'm
in
gonna
my
sort
hand,
of-
Puts its utility belt on 1 foot at a time.
I'm gonna sort of look at this woman for any signs of like damage. You know, maybe did she get bit too? Did you know?
Yeah, give me
Do I
an investigation check.
Okay.
Oh my Jesus, I need to just drink straight vodka right now.
That's my girl.
Need to remember to mix, boys. Always
14.
mix.
Cool. So you don't see any kind of wounds on her. Again, she's sort of hysterical. She's quite upset. She's kind of trying to just look away the whole time. But you do notice as you're sort of like checking her over, sort of looking around the tent for signs of other struggle or anything of the like. You'll see a really large black slug that's kind of got almost like a purplish slime or sort of mucus sort of covering its body. And half of its body is kind of got strange sort of black burning looking marks, and it's kind of like slithering away as best as it can from Micah's body, but it's wounded. This slug sort of suffered some kind of injury, and it's sort of trying to like flop around through like the sludge to get out of this tent, but again its back end seems to have been sort of seared or sort of frozen in some way. So yeah, you see a slug trying to get away from Micah's body.
Okay. I'm going to quickly grab my daggers and just dispatch of this thing.
Cool. You got it. At this point, we'll say, Brooke, you're arriving, and you will see, right as you walk up to
It's
the tent,
alright, I'm here.
you'll see Banquala tackle Galag out of the tent, and then you'll see Lucius stab this slug in the ground, and you can choose whichever of those two prompts to work with.
What the fuck?
Possibly the most
any better
appropriate response to
reaction to
that.
that.
At hand.
What is happening here?
I say, there's been a... Wait.
Yeah, you get rasp and I get low.
Yeah, I need to, I need to drink.
So you just get off my level and go on yours.
Yeah, I'm trying to step up from yours
Yeah.
back onto mine.
Yeah.
You guys could work out your petty shit before.
Exactly. I
Yeah,
know, sorry.
please,
Ugh.
like, straight
Yeah, we should have
right?
figured this out.
We probably
2
should have
hours
rehearsed
ago,
this.
You know, when it started.
Yeah. So I say, my son has just made a terrible mistake. He doesn't need to see what's gone on in there, but you do. You're not a hero that, well, you're not a
I am
hero
a
that
hero.
we needed. You're just the hero that we deserved. So get in that tent and save our goddamn country.
Duh.
And I go inside.
Okay. I like it.
Cool. You see the hysterical woman crying on the ground. We'll say at this point, like as you enter, she sees the flap open and she just tries to take off.
Yeah.
And
I grab her.
cool.
before she
You,
tries her best.
you stop her with one arm or a pinky, whatever you like.
Yeah.
And you see
Stalk her.
Lucius again. You see Lucius kind of looking at this slug that he's skewered.
Why are you running, lady?
Again, she's got her hands sort of covering her face. And she says, "Oh, this is terrible. Again, so she's quite hysterical. She's in shock. She's kind of trembling, not really making sentences. Doesn't want to really be in that tent. But
Okay. Listen, lady. Take step back. Breathe once, twice, 3 times, lady.
3 times a lady.
she'll slowly start to like go from resisting and trying to get away from you to like realizing how strong you are, and then just kind of like clutching onto you desperately.
Oh, you're
Now
so
tell
strong.
Tell Brooke what happened, lady.
He wants you.
Because I want her.
Calm yourself, lady.
Because we are at the 1 hour left mark in this session, I'm going to take a liberty that I don't often do and I don't like to, but I do want to get to space because chat deserves space. So
Me
we're going
too.
to do a little interlude. I'm going to try to do this
Laban's round.
in exactly 1 minute. So I'm going to
Here we
lead
go.
up.
I'm counting down.
And I'm going to intro. No, I'm going to intro this. I'm going to blah blah blah. And then the minute my clock timer hits the sort of 3rd minute, that's when I'm going to start. And then after
Wait,
that
I
minute,
can give you an
it'll be-
actual countdown if you want me to.
Sure, yeah.
On stream. I mean, I can give that to you, Mitch.
Let's do a countdown on stream, and I'm going to blast through what probably would have been another hour of story, and then we're
Give
going to
anything for you.
dive.
One
through.
sec. Wait. Let me get us going. All right. We're gonna enter it from here, from the rear, as Mitch likes to.
Again, this is
we're gonna-
hold on here. I have my player
Naughty
character
Mitch.
notes,
Wow.
and then space is what I'm working with.
Okay.
Um,
Let me know when you want me to press. There you go.
just say when. Just say when.
All right. 3, 2, 1. You got a minute.
Cool. So you guys make your way back over the course of the morning to realize that there's been quite a lot of commotion. Quite a lot of children have suffered the same type of affliction. They've gone crazy, feral, and sort of bloodthirstily attacked the nearest human being next to them. This happened all through the refugee camp, sort of all the way north, all the way south. There were quite a few fatalities, quite a few casualties, quite a few children that were put down brutally, just like Greg Lake did. So Greg Lake, maybe you feel a bit of comfort. You're not quite as upset about it because it's happened elsewhere. Given how brutally these children were attacking those near to them, you do speak with Germer, again, this elderly dwarven doctor who has also inspected a number of the corpses of both the slain as well as the children to find a number of these slugs, these strange purple slugs that Lucius, you found trying to get away from Micah's corpse. And Germer says that these slugs were lodging themselves into the back of the children's necks and trying to make their way into the children's brains, somehow driving them mad in this way. And he needs to find out a way. He needs to find exactly what these slugs were sort of stewed in or brined in. He says they're not normal slugs. There are some kind of like neural slug that he's seen before, but the purple brine, the purple goo, is unfamiliar to him. He's never seen it before. He needs to find like a jar of that purple goo so that he can undo this slug magic, because a number of the children were captured without being slain. So you've got this refugee camp that's got maybe 65 children that are all still alive, but they're all tied up and they're going crazy feral trying to eat things because they have these slugs lodged in their brain. Germer tried to remove one of these slugs. In so doing, he killed that child. So until he can find out what this purple goo is, he's not going to be able to remove the slugs without killing more of the children. So he needs you guys to go find a jar of whatever has been sort of making these slugs unique or
shit.
strange.
The time has been gone for ages. I've just been doing other things.
Done for a minute. Okay, done for a minute. Cool. That's your prompt. That's your
Cool.
kickoff.
Now
We'll
it
say
is.
that sort of wraps up by evening, so the refugee camp doesn't really move a whole lot that day,
Yeah.
considering makes a lot of sense.
But they did
So you
like
guys-
build a cannon that can fit 4 people, and they want to test fire it into the sky.
Right.
So
Not quite, not quite.
Oh, damn.
But you guys have the same dream once again. You have the same dream once again of the child standing there with a strange eyeball necklace, very graphic, holds the eye up to her forehead, makes the silent scream. The light in the cabin goes out. This time, though, when the light in the cabin goes out, you see the sun sort of setting behind the cabin. So you know that that cabin is associated somehow with going west. And then when you wake up again abruptly to the silent scream of this child in your dreams, you go and speak to Germer. You go and sort of talk to the other members of this refugee camp. And a number of the children that I guess weren't tied up tightly enough escaped in the evening and just took off west into the swamps, into the bogs.
All right then.
And just to make it even more of a breadcrumb trail, Germer has asked the 4 of you to go west and see what's going on.
Oh no.
Well,
Look at that.
I have to agree. If there are children in danger, we must look after them.
Yes, father.
Yeah.
Let's head west. I will
So-
follow the sun.
Sort of trying to save the children that have escaped, but also hopefully in so doing, if you can find out where these slugs are coming from, you'll be able to save the children back at the camp who are still feral and tied up.
Yes, we need a jar of this goop.
The purple goop.
Purple goop.
Purple drank, if you will.
Purple drank. We need to drink that purple goop. We're gonna get real fucked up. The purple scissor.
How deep has the swamp been?
So deep.
Like,
I need your love.
Great question, great counter. But the swamp, for the most part, is navigatable without actually
Great
going
banter, guys.
without going into the water. So like, there's enough dry ground or patches or reeds and things that you can actually only you can avoid stepping into anything deeper than your ankle, if that makes sense.
Okay.
For the majority of your travel. So think of it more as wetlands rather than like waist or armpit deep trudging.
okay. Yep.
Cool. So who's going to give me the navigation check? I need a survival roll. to make sure you're still going west, given that it's not easy to move in a straight line.
Survivor.
I think I've got survival. I could be lying, but let's take a look.
I'm not so hot on survival.
Oh, I am.
Yep, I lied, but here's the survival.
3 to survival.
I
Nailed
rolled a
it.
6
cool.
again.
Cool. We
So,
can take more than one. Roll it out.
Great.
That was
Cool.
really nice. I'm sorry.
6 and a 10.
Yeah, 6
Oh,
and
no,
a
let me roll one. I'll roll one. Why not? 9. Nailed it.
Dubs across the board. All right, this fucking party.
dead.
You guys, we'll just say that it's all this banter.
We don't survive.
There are so many party connections that you guys just have so much invested in one another that
Wait, I
you're
like
just,
your hammer.
you're just not fucking paying attention.
Right?
Your hammer.
Yeah, that's a sweet hammer. So instead of making your way west, sort of in the morning, and hopefully getting to some kind of destination you hope before it gets dark, you get to a destination when it's pitch fucking black, probably pushing like 11 o'clock at night, which is not the place you like to be. Lucius, I'll say there's a tree sort of nearby as you guys come up to the clearing I'm about to describe, but otherwise you're not a big fan of the fact that you didn't make it to this cabin before dark. So as you step up to this clearing, there's a clearing that goes on quite an incline. So it sort of goes up a hill, and the hill you can see sort of continues behind, but it's sort of marshy on either side. And at the top of this sort of shallow hill, there's the cabin from the dream you had with that child. And just like in your dream, there's a light on in one of the windows. Probably not an enormous cabin, 40 feet, 30 feet kind of thing. So small, like a hunter's shack, just made out of wood. Again, the light is on, and you can hear the sound of a single child crying coming from inside the cabin.
Ooh.
Okay. So I'll just say, my friends, I think we need to press on and reach the cabin, but we should approach cautiously.
I agree.
Knowing Bracklock's previous reaction, he's gonna stay far behind.
Try not to kill the kids again.
Yeah, he's gonna stay behind his surrogate dad and
Yeah.
just sort of let him do the
Remember,
reaction
son,
first.
killing kids is bad. Now let's enter.
Cool. So know that Banquala and Gragalag are staying further to the back of
Yeah,
this.
Banquala and BC is
Brooke versus Lucius. Which one of you would like to be at the front?
I will be first.
All right.
I am not afraid of anything.
I'm going to, even if they're not moving cautiously, I'm going to stealth or attempt to,
I'm not afraid of this cabin in the woods.
with an 18.
Yeah, like a boss.
Go
So
down to
you're
the
making
woods
no
today.
noise. Sorry,
That's
Will. Was
all.
there a? Oh, yeah. Okay. Yep.
No. But you're expecting some kind of witty punchline. There's not one.
To be honest, from you, no. It was
No,
not.
I understand that entirely.
So, contrary to popular belief, Lucius rolling an 18 on stealth is valuable to you, even though the party may or may not even be trying to stealth, because if someone were to hear the party, they're only going to hear 3 individuals approaching, not 4. So there is a benefit. There's always a benefit to rolling stealth. So good that you did so, and an 18 is definitely good enough to be making little sound, if any, as you make your way up this slight
Yeah.
incline.
And I've got my hooded lantern only partially open, so there's very little light coming from
Because
it.
you're a rogue, you have a hooded lantern. Yeah, we know. Yeah.
Cool. Sounds good.
Everything's got a hood.
So, Brooke, what do you do at this cabin? There's a single window to the right. The door is kind of left of center from the sort of one wall you're approaching. Again, pretty shoddy woodwork. You can see around the frame of the door is the source of some of this light. And then same thing, there's shutters closed from the inside on this window, and the light is coming from this sort of frame leaking out.
I jiggle the handle.
The door's unlocked, so you'd be able to open it.
All right, I knock first.
The
I
crying
then loudly go,
This is what you do, right? This is polite if I do this.
You're such a gentleman. Yes, that is what you do.
Good.
The crying inside will stop. If you had to say, the crying is probably in the center of the room-ish, based on where it's coming from. Again, the sort of shoddiness of this cabin, not too well sealed. And then after about 30 seconds, it starts again.
What I would say, Mitch, is that I would like to thank Ambrosis523 for falling. Welcome to the adventure, my friend. You are a gentleman and a scholar, so welcome to this adventure of ours. It's 2009. What a vintage. We're just 7
oh man.
years and 7 followers away from the current day. Can we
This
do
is
it?
when I graduated. I graduated college this year.
Oh boy.
Yeah. With a musical theater degree and some broken dreams.
And on that bombshell, let's move along quickly.
I think I'm on the same kind of boat as Nicomatic there, except I didn't have a degree.
Oh.
Banter.
I just graduated.
Am I right? Flash forward
University
to
of
Will's
Life.
life. But thank you so much to NRS Robo3 for following. Welcome to the adventure, my friend. You are a gentleman and a scholar, sir. It's 2010. What a year. Just 6 years ago. Oh, baby.
I can't believe that was 6 years ago. Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
what?
Let's try not to think about that too much.
No. No, no, no.
Hello?
Pressing for everyone.
Is
No,
everybody okay in here?
Just dreams. Just dreams. Just dreams.
I opened the door.
Brooke, you're not gonna get any response to your hello. So you open the door. You said.
Greetings, why are you crying?
Okay, Brooke.
Standard chat upline from Cord.
Yep.
Aggressive
I don't
opening the door.
Always does.
When you get no response, Brooke just breaks the door open or opens it up. It's unlocked.
Probably break.
Cool. Dexterity saving throw from everybody, please.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Everybody?
Not dexterity. Wisdom saving throw from everybody.
Oh, Mitch, you kind of.
Better.
I don't want to say this.
I'm gonna roll this.
But
and then
Mitch, you're kind of
then
showing us
do
up
a
right.
bio.
I know.
Oh, yeah, good. 16. Great. 6 and
19, the boys. Le Bois.
Since I'm
Wait,
sort of going
Luke,
around,
take gas on.
since I'm sort of going around to see what else I can see, do you still want me to make it, or?
Yeah. Anybody within
Okay.
this clearing would be making one. Yeah.
Sure.
18, not so bad, boys. Thank God you have a modified lat, otherwise we'd all have to drink on a 17.
All right. So I'm gonna describe what Brooke sees first. Then I'm gonna describe what Will and Lucius see in tandem, and then I'm gonna
Yes.
describe what Gregalag sees. So,
And I'm also going to thank Father Brannigan for following. Welcome to the adventure, my friend. You are a gentleman and a scholar, so welcome to 2011, everybody.
So Brooke, as you open the door, you are going to see in the room in front of you, for about a quarter of a second, extremely fast, you're going to catch a glimpse of what this room looks like when you first open the door, and it's what you expect. It's the interior of a cabin, roughly the same size of the cabin that you saw from the outside. There's a single sort of hearth in the center with like a cooking pot propped up on sticks. The fire is burning low. There seems to be nothing in this room. Oh, I was describing to Brooke, and Brooke wasn't there. All right, we'll start again, Brooke. Brooke, you see a flash when you first open the door of what the room looks like based on what you'd expect the room to look like, because it's the interior of a shitty log cabin in a swamp, in a clearing, on a slight incline.
I know exactly what that looks like. Man, you're such
there's a-
a DM.
Campfire sort of in the center of it, with a cooking pot propped up on sticks.
I wasn't.
with a
I was
bit of
just, I think, looking about.
chimney in the center. Strangely, there's no furniture in this room at all that you can
So
see.
it's an Ark survival evolved.
Yeah, it's an
cabin.
Ark survival cabin. Exactly. You know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah, now I do.
Like a level like 12 to like 15. cabin.
Yeah. You can't build boats yet, so you have a cabin. Yeah.
The difference being that in the center of this room, behind the campfire to you, is the child from your dream. So no hair, pulled out,
Yeah.
holding up that necklace. Instead of holding it to her forehead, holding it out to you, and you make eye contact with that eyeball,
Literally.
and then that scene of that cabin disappears to you.
Oh.
It just goes away. So you see that for like a quarter of a second. There's this flash of what the cabin looks like. You look into the eyeball, psh, and then it's gone. Will, so Banquala and Lucius, the two of
Yeah.
you, Lucius, you're sort of sneaking your way around. You're just going to see a flash of light. And that's you succeeding on the wisdom save that you actually experience a flash of light to differentiate where it is that you're going. Same thing with Banquala. You see a flash of light, but yours, Banquala, is coming from the cabin. Lucius, if you're like skirting on the outside, the flash will still be coming from the cabin. You may have been sort of turning to the side, but the cabin seems to sort of erupt in light. And last but not least, Gragalag, on a 13 wisdom saving throw, you're not going to see a flash of light. You're not going to see the interior of a cabin. You are going to have this sort of brain hiccup where all of a sudden you don't remember how you got where you are. And all four of you are going to look around roughly in the same sort of position to one another that you were in.
Yeah.
And you were in a broad hallway that is all metallic. It's enclosed, so it's got sort of a ceiling above it. So you're in some kind of a metallic tunnel. And there are strange sort of blue and green synthetic lights left and right, sort of running along the floor, along the walls, along the ceiling. There's strange script written every now and then. And you see what looks like some kind of strange portal on the far end ahead of you. And if you look backwards, there's another strange portal behind you.
Bracklock is going to go into some kind of almost blind panic. Like he's gonna freeze up what he's doing.
But he can see.
He obviously he can see.
Yes, it's blind panic, but he can see. It's almost there.
It's like he's not entirely sure how to react. So he's gonna do what he does best and curl up in a ball, sort of try and latch onto the leg of his surrogate dad.
Son, it's okay. Don't
He's
panic.
gonna just cry. He's gonna just cry, and he's going to sort
It's
of
okay.
emanate.
It's okay to have emotions like this. Sometimes I cry too when I think about the darkness.
Where
When I
are
think
we?
about the lonely. Oh,
He's going to
hello.
sort of
Hello.
digitize sort of bright lights around him because he's not entirely sure what to do.
Do you
So
mind?
sort of-
Me and my
He's
son
going to
are
keep
having a
sort of
moment.
flashing lightning around himself to try and keep himself safe.
Yeah, that's cool. So kind of like a panicked, like the calm, like familiar spell that I've done 1,000 times.
A
Yeah.
bit like those sort of safe place, safe place, safe
Yeah,
place.
yeah.
Yeah, he's going to kind of sort of make a flashing, almost mini thunderstorm around himself.
Cool. Now, Bragaleg, while you're in that little thunderstorm, roll me a nature or arcana check, whichever you would prefer, please.
Okay.
Good guy DM. Give some
Ooh,
Right.
and you know what, Bragaleg, you were given inspiration at one point, or inspiration was given. There was
One
a
point or
pound
another.
donation. There was there was a 1 point down, 1
Yeah.
pound donation for inspiration. It wasn't ascribed to an individual. I'm going to give it to you, so you can roll with advantage. So roll again to see if you want to get higher than 13, or you can take the 13, which isn't terrible to begin with.
Good idea.
There, babe.
Okay, yeah, okay, 13.
So we'll take the 13.
Yeah.
So on a 13, you're sort of trying to get safe space, and you're trying to sort of frantically remember where it is that you're supposed to be because you want nothing to do with where you are right now because it's too foreign to you. So you're just like, I was in the swamp and we were going and we were walking through and there was something with kids and then there was this. I had a dream about a kid with an eyeball. You sort of come back to that and you realize and remember something that you had heard or learned, then you can choose to what capacity or sort of how you found this out. That eyeball, that was a hag's eye. And you remember
That's
a
hard.
little bit about hags. So anything that you would want to know, except for the mechanics, we don't metagame here on Encounter Roleplay, but sort of the general lore behind what a hag might be and what a hag's eye might be.
Well, it's kind of like sort of predictions
It looks a
of
bit
the
like my
future,
arm.
isn't it?
Predictions of the future. It allows for sort of scrying between many hags. It takes a coven.
Yeah,
to
it says on page.
You know that hags can manipulate dreams. You know that hags can manipulate dreams, and you know that they have sort of illusory powers. They can make themselves invisible. They can change what they look like, and it's rumored that covens of hags that work together can only amplify these powers of illusion. And you know that destroying a hag's eye not only breaks the illusions of every member of the coven, but it also renders all of those hags blind. So they all kind of like, you know, if nothing else, they fuck off in the immediate because they've all just gone blind and it's extremely painful. They take psychic damage, etc. So you kind of have this moment where you're trying to think, no, I was in a swamp, and then, oh, I had this dream, hag's eye. And all of a sudden, this strange space, as you process it, you think this is potentially some kind of illusion. And you need to squish an eyeball, to put it bluntly, for the purposes of 40 minutes.
I have to squish an eyeball.
You gotta destroy the hag's eye to break the coven's illusions. Which on a 13, this may or may not be the case. You're convinced that this is all just the product of a hag's coven. Swamps, it makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah, this iron floor and the weird lights and the weird scripture makes sense.
All makes
Yeah.
sense. It all
These
makes
hags.
perfect sense.
So, sorry, where am I going to find this eye again? It's not in front of me, is it?
No, the child from your dreams, actually, the one that you've sort of been dreaming about that has it on a necklace.
Okay, so I'm going to try and
Which
I'm going to try and
Brooke,
sorry, go on.
that was the child that you saw not in a
Yeah,
dream,
in the
but
cabin.
actually saw in the cabin before the
Yeah.
cabin disappeared.
Cabin disappeared. We're now on some sort of spaceship, and then
Yep.
she sees a hag's eye.
Yep.
Yeah,
Well, she
okay.
doesn't see the hag's eye, but she has this panic attack, and
She
then she
knows.
realizes finally, oh shit, like there's a hag's coven.
We are there. Okay.
It's a man. Sorry.
It's a Darth hag.
So Raklak is going to try and relay this to his
Just change its name to Muckluck.
No, Bracklat.
Oh, correct.
Bracklat, not luck.
Yeah, I was like, all right.
Forgive the accent, sorry. He's
That's
going
okay.
to try and relay this
Never.
to his adopted dad.
Yeah, by the way,
Um,
as Americans, can you hear the difference between my accent and Lee's accent? Because we
Yes.
come from different. Yeah, it's,
Yes.
it's noticeable.
Well, I'm a special
little bit,
American.
yeah.
As Canadians,
I'm a special American.
We're what we
you
call
guys are all just
I'm
Will is
special,
Southern
yes.
and I am Northern.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
She's winter is coming.
She's north of the wall.
Yeah, she's north of the wall.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's a wildling.
I'm
She's a
Hebrew.
wildling.
Yeah, she's a
Uh,
wildling.
you know
and
nothing,
you're,
Jon
like,
Snow.
Around.
And I'm more Bolton. You know,
Yeah, yeah, you're
I'm
more
Yeah,
Bolton.
posher
you're
and eviler.
definitely-
Yeah, yeah.
You're definitely House
Rake.
Bolton.
Thank you.
Yeah.
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 And
I
if
don't
anyone's
think
cab
parents
here.
I don't think I commend you with House Lannister, unfortunately.
Exactly.
But,
That's
Yeah.
actually how I classify all accents coming from the UK. Is just
Yeah.
where on
Where-
Westeros are they?
Westeros, yeah.
I'm more like a wildling / Stark.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Could you say
Win-
you know nothing,
Winter's
Jon
coming.
Snow, for
You know
chat and
nothing,
me?
Jon Snow. Yeah.
There it is. Look at
You
that.
know nothing, Jon Snow. Yeah.
You know nothing, Jon Snow.
you work on it, because you'll get
Yeah.
it.
There it is.
I also identify as a Gryffindor, so let's move on.
Wait.
I think.
So I'm going to try and put this sort
Oh.
of knowledge across to my adopted dad and tell him that I have this absolute urge to find this eye that I've been seeing in my sleep. It's like
Son,
I keep having this.
Yeah, you
dream
guys have
and-
never talked about this dream yet. You're the first one to
Listen.
articulate it, so all
Yeah,
four
I
of the
keep-
party is gonna be like, "Oh shit, she's describing my dream."
Son, listen, it's okay at your age to have a lot of urges to do things. You're going through a lot
Particularly
of
in your
changes
dreams.
in your body, and so changes in your dreams like this are completely normal.
Just remember to wash the sheets.
I keep having this dream, Father, where I see this eye, and I have to destroy it, and I don't know what to do.
Is it a
Oh my
great
God.
eye in the east? A great power burning.
Yeah, Will, it's the brown eye. All right, so
The
you
whispering
all
eye.
kind of, you're all like, "Oh shit, she's describing this dream that we've all had but never talked about." So there's
Oh
this
my
kind
god,
of
I can't
panicked
believe it.
collective moment of,
Wait.
Wait a minute.
"That's my dream."
How did you get in my brain?
When
How did
did
you
you
get in my dream?
when did you enter my brain, son?
Get out of my head.
We all had the same dream.
I
Very
sort of
so.
stop looking around, and I come to that realization as well
Hmm.
that sounds exactly like
That is weird.
the dream I've had.
So,
I have this overwhelming urge. Like I explained to the others, like I can't believe you've had the same dream, but I really want to burst that eye. I really have to just destroy it.
to
Yeah, and you're
quack,
sort of aware. You're aware
crush
that
the
like, if
grape
you
that
destroy
that
the eye,
child
it'll
had held.
break the illusion, and you'll
Yeah.
sort of pass that on to them. Yeah.
I kind of compare it to how I felt when I accidentally on purpose killed that child earlier.
Yeah, accidentally on purpose. We've all been there.
Mm-hmm.
I had
Right.
to. I just had to, and there's just something in there that's making
Don't
me
worry,
want
Lee, you're amongst friends. Everyone
Well-
here
I-
has murdered at least 3 children.
breathe. I've got this. I have to burst the eye. feel bad.
Okay, there's a lot
Right.
of
Yeah,
liberalism
and Brooke,
going
I
on
mean,
here.
Brooke, you're probably like super suspicious
Yeah.
of this because like you don't trust the magic to begin with, and now she's saying that this weird thing that's happened to you is like the cause of magic, so you're all fired up, probably.
Right, let's crush this. I don't know where we are. Where are we? Anybody have any idea? Before I
believe
start
we're-
breaking things and smashing skulls.
I think we're in some kind of ether, some kind of other realm.
At the sound of
Yeah. Nailed it.
behind Brooke, so we'll say Brooke was ahead of the group because he was sort of walking into the cabin. So you're all sort of facing Brooke, and Brooke has his back to one of these two portals. You're in a long hallway going sort of front and back, and there's a circular portal on either end. Behind Brooke, as he goes,
Yep.
the portal is going to sort of open as only a sci-fi spaceship door can, like
Like an iris.
spherical. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's going to open up, and you're going to see that
Like a metal
child.
sphincter.
Everyone except for Brooke is going to see the child from your dreams with the necklace now on the outside of her nightgown, not on the inside of her nightgown, so visibly the eyeball. She's going to sort of stand there for a second, turn, and just start running down what looks like another hallway that has many more sort of portals left, right, and center, sort of like off the hallway. But it is still one long hallway. There's just many more doors.
And once again, Brooke is left out.
Well, Brooke, you're just facing the wrong way. So, Brooke,
Right.
you do hear like a behind.
No, I get it, Mitch. You just don't want me in this game. All right.
Well, it's, I mean,
It's fine.
You're practically
Discrimination.
an orc.
Classic
Yeah.
Canadian. Yeah.
Right.
Well,
Well,
What do you mean
well,
practically an
now
orc?
you're just being racist.
Take that back.
Yeah, Jesus.
Wow.
Like I
I'll
said,
alert
there's some orcs in
Brooke
chat.
to
Please.
the child
Don't-
behind him.
What? Say
What
that
was
again,
that?
Logan?
I said I'll alert Brooke to the child behind him.
Yeah, what? Oh, that.
and as you say, we'll say as Brooke says that, the child just sort of turns and sort of like runs off, like only a child
Another
does.
blast door closes.
No, the door doesn't close behind the
All right,
child.
good. Sweet, awesome.
The child's running.
Damn. What do I have any? Oh, I have a javelin. I'm gonna take out a javelin and try to pin it. Like,
Cool. Yeah.
you know, like a BA.
Yep.
Like a
Like a little bitch.
Like a little beach.
like a. All right. So
Like
Yeah.
a little bitch.
Give me that thrown attack.
I think I've got. I think it's +5. Yeah, it's +5. All right, hold on. Hold please, while I throw. 14.
14 is good enough to hit what is going to be in front of you, but it's not the child.
All right,
So
good.
describe pulling out your spear. Like, how urgent is it? You know, do you have any rituals? How does a barbarian throw their
He
javelin
keeps
at
it
a
in his
child?
boot. He's got a boot quiver for javelins.
Because he's 13 feet tall.
Yeah. He's going to. He has it on his back. He's running, and they start to wiggle, and he's like, "Oh yes!" And he just he grabs it, adjusts himself, and then just heaves it in hopes to pin it against this kid that is running with this weird eye, trying to maybe hamstring it or pin it to the ground. But of course, it's metal and it's a wooden spear, so we all know where this is going.
It was
Yep.
spear, oh, yeah.
So, Cord, as you are, so not as you, as Brooke is throwing this,
Of course, I'm really good at throwing javelins.
as Brooke is throwing this javelin at the child, you said you're doing it sort of at a trot, like you break into a jog to like throw this thing,
Yeah.
chasing after the child.
a gallop.
A gallop?
Yeah.
Turns out I'm a centaur. I was gonna decided
Nice batch.
this was the time to come out. It was just my time. Really embraced my inner centaur.
Your inner centaur.
So, Cord, Brooke is going to throw the centaur, and I had to delay because I was looking for the page because I am
Yeah.
making shit up on the fly.
Yeah, Tarask.
You throw
66.
you throw your spear, and from one of the side blast doors, a mostly spherical, huge-sized creature kind of rolls.
The battle
I guess
droid.
is the best way to describe it. Rolls. No, definitely tissue-based, organic.
Okay.
Rolls into the hallway facing you. It has a circular mouth with sort of teeth all around it, and just lashing tentacles
Oh, good.
all sides. And this thing sort of rolls right in the way, and your spear just goes right into the center of it, and that pisses it off.
Alf?
Everybody roll initiative.
Do I see any eyeballs on this thing?
Nope.
Yes.
Right, it's Raptor.
Oh, good, no eyeballs.
Perfect.
I love it when I have no eyeballs.
I know what this is, but I know nothing about it, stat-wise.
16.
Because it's like-
That's a
doesn't
nat
exist.
20 from Logan, which
Hey,
is
initiative.
the 15th
Okay, let's
critical
see.
hit to the 7th critical miss. We've had an incredibly lucky 24-hour stream thus far.
Oh, yeah,
Hopefully we
11.
can pull it back.
Just
I totally agree.
above a medium.
Pinkle's Revenge is getting on the tentacle hype, and I couldn't agree more.
Yep.
Banquala, Lucius Banquala,
When the tentacles drop.
Brooke with an 11. And whose are we missing? Gragalag, give me a d20 with your dexterity bonus added
Greg-
to it.
Really
Logan.
grag-a-lagging with this initiative roll.
Alright. I remind you guys, if you guys haven't hit that follow button for whatever reason, we are currently, how many hours in? We are 14 and a half hours into our 24-hour D&D stream. We've still got 10 hours still to go, so hit that follow button if you haven't already. We're currently at 2011. Let's go past modern day. Let's go into the future.
Right, I'm currently battling with hiccups.
It's
So
okay, no worries.
I wonder why that is, Lee.
Cool, so Brooke,
no
what sort of makes
reason,
sense?
Dad.
Brooke, it sort of makes
yeah,
sense
it's
that
just
you're
weird.
you're at the bottom.
19.
You're at the bottom of the initiative order, Brooke. Totally makes sense because you just threw this spear. You instigated this whole
Why
thing
am I so slow?
as this creature rolled into the hallway and is now rolling towards you guys. Lucius, you get
Okay, so it's rolling on the ground with like flapping, grody tentacles.
Yeah, like this
Sweet.
thing is like 40% tentacle. Like it's like a lot of tentacle. You
Yeah.
realize that it's like central mass is also just other tentacles and stuff. And then it's got this big circular
It uses tangle.
mouth that definitely could fit your whole body in it. So this thing is huge size.
Super cute.
Fills most of this tunnel. Yeah.
My kind of lady.
Super cute.
All right.
Ready. So we're starting with Lucius. You get to respond first.
Yeah, so Lucius is going to draw his crossbow, and he's going to take a few steps back, give himself some space. He doesn't want to be anywhere near that thing.
Okay.
And he's going to fire.
That's the noise it makes. I made it up.
That's my from the 4 in earlier.
Yeah, it's a Tasmanian tentacle monster.
Nope.
Nat 1, boys. That's the 8th critical miss to the 15th critical hit.
Nice.
Yay.
With one hand, Logan giveth. With one hand, Logan taketh.
Now, is that your only crossbow, Lucius?
Don't you
Yeah.
have 4? Come on.
All right. Your crossbow, and this is coming from someone who doesn't know a whole lot about how D&D fantasy crossbows actually work. Something's going to break. One of the little pieces of wood, something really important is going to...
Well, Mitch, I don't know if you know this, but crossbows actually have no moving parts.
That doesn't make sense to me.
Shots fired.
That actually makes zero sense to me. That can't be right. I don't get it.
Wait.
They're just
Not
entirely stationary objects.
Something really important breaks. That crossbow is out of commission.
Okay.
It's Labandro
I'm gonna go with string. Is that too is that too obvious?
Sure. Yeah.
Oh, he said sure, which means strength, boys.
Oh shit.
Oh my god. First inadvertent one of the night, actually.
Yeah, right.
I'm
Cool.
running out of things. I think I need to drink dish soap.
Right? Nothing chases down a good beer like a fucking shot of dish soap. All right, those of you in chat who are tracking, I know I've been trying to stay as involved in chat as I can, but it's tough when you're GMing, especially when your notes say space and you've got to improvise the whole fucking thing. They're fighting a Rathcore, anyone who's seen the new Star Wars, so pretty fucking exciting. And I'm making up the stats / made up the stats. They're good to go. This
Oh my god,
thing's
those things. Yes.
And Lucius, one of the main damage dealer, the sharpshooter rogue, his crossbow just fucking broke. So good start. Lucius, I presume you're going to use the rest of your move to just step backwards, maybe step forwards if you have melee weapons, because your crossbow is not working, bud.
Yeah, I'm just going to take my bonus action from the cunning action to dodge. I think that's what I can do.
Cool.
No, dash, disengage, or hide. I'll sort of step behind Will's character and attempt to repair my crossbow.
Cool. It'll definitely take your full round at best next turn, and it'll require a decent roll. So we move on to Gregaleg. You know intensely, Lee, that you need to squish the eyeball that this child has, but between you and this child that's kind of like, la 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 la, like running down this hallway, is a horrendous-looking Cthulhu-esque beast. Were you to know who or what a Cthulhu was, what do you do?
Speaking of Cthulhu, next week we have an Ancient Evil, which is our Call of Cthulhu game, which is starting on Wednesday. Check us out, guys. Follow us. We will be starting that game next Wednesday, a Call of Cthulhu game here on Encounter Roleplay. Sorry, as you were.
Sorry. I would probably, I don't know, start.
It's also
grabbing-
coming at you aggressively, and like most
Yeah,
of it.
I would kind of try and start grabbing at it, like, almost in an aggressive, not quite an aggressive manner, more like a defensive manner.
No, the first time I've heard that tonight.
So, what?
Yes,
All of
Tonight
us.
alone.
You've got like upwards of like 24 tentacles, like as thick as your leg, sort of like whipping around, like trying to grapple at you and pull you towards this central mouth. And this thing's probably like 40 feet ahead of you. So you've got a little bit of time before it gets there.
Could I try animal handling on it to try and calm it?
You sure can try. Yeah.
Okay. Oh geez. Okay, that's not how you spell roll, Leanne. That's not how you do it.
Pick up hype?
Pick a pipe.
Sup, Ken?
Cool. So 16 is good, but I'm also going to need some like pretty persuasive like player description of how are you going to try and calm. What effect are you going to try and have on this creature that you have never seen before in any of the planes in your lifetime?
Okay, so
And this
I
thing is
think-
clearly in feeding mode as far
Knowing
as
or otherwise.
I think the only thing that Gracklark would have seen that would have been familiar was when he was fishing with his actual dad, not his surrogate father, unfortunately. So, in the old orc camps of where he was from, he would go out with his dad.
The orc camps of yore.
Those were the days, man.
Sorry,
Back in the
Every
old
time
camps.
Lee hiccups, drink.
Oh no.
no,
Bragalak
don't. Please don't. I have really bad hiccups.
Dead.
Bragalak uses hiccup is super effective.
He would go out with his dad, and he'd try and sort of grab wriggly fish. So all he could think of is wriggly fish. Oh my gosh, I said fish. Wow, that didn't work.
Give me
so
Chris.
How do you usually say fish?
You're doing
he'd
great.
he'd
Gareth
and
told her
grab-
to.
Howdy.
Try and grab
Don't
said
trust him.
tentacles, sort of almost in a please stop wriggling, like in a very determined
This
way.
is a jellyfish.
Again, not the
He'd
first
gra-
time I've heard
he'd
that
grab
tonight.
He'd grab it, not entirely knowing what it was. He'd kind of grab it, sort of hoping to calm, so he could step over it, almost like a branch in the wind.
This is bringing back a lot
Okay.
of memories for me. Thank you so much, Coyote7311, for following. Welcome to the adventure, my friend. You're a gentleman and a scholar, so you bring us into 2012. Fine year indeed for the Olympics in the UK.
That's when the world ended.
Very proud.
Again.
Yes,
Well,
when we lost the
The
world.
Mayan calendar has now stopped for the age of
Cool,
counter
so-
roleplay.
Yep.
Bragalak, you roll a 16, which is a strong roll, but it's not a miraculous roll. It's not something that stories will be written about for centuries to come. As far as you handling this Wrathgore's sort of raging sort of torrent as it comes towards the party. So, I will grant you that your experience with fishing, your experience with dealing with tentacles somehow, which
Guess
you
that
left kind of
was the only kind of
you
thing
left-
that recognizes.
yeah,
rather
you
than-
left
Hashtag
you left kind of
Norfolk.
obscure- you left kind of hashtag Norfolk. So what I will allow is you're not able to calm this whole creature. This creature is, like I said, it's huge size, so it's ravenous, and it has a javelin in its throat, thanks to Brooke. So it is intent on
welcome.
eating. It is intent on eating everything that's in that direction down the tunnel that it mostly fills. So it's kind of got a one-track mind, literally a one-track to go down. But I will say that
You're
able-
railroading this monster.
You're able to literally,
Yeah.
yeah, it's down a track.
What's this
But I will say
remind
that
me
your
of?
experience, your
My pals.
tentacular experiences, will allow you to not become grappled by this thing. So it doesn't have the ability to sort of grapple you because you're able to sort of like, you grab 2 or 3 of the tentacles and you've kind of got them in a certain way that they're like writhing and they kind of slap at each other. So you are able to like grab on to this beast. You're kind of grappling with it in a way that's familiar with you. But it's by no means calmed. Is that cool?
That's cool.
Cool. All right.
I have to turn my mic off. Sorry, I'm.
No worries. It's okay. All right. This Wrathgore is sort of grappled by your half-orc spellcaster that seems to be trying to like tame half or a quarter of its tentacles. It's filling the tunnel that you need to get to the end of to squish the Hag's Coven Eye. Banquala, what do? Your surrogate son is grappling the beast. Your sort of mentor, who was kind of showing you how to use a crossbow, just broke his crossbow. So you're like, what the fuck is this? I don't know how am I supposed to.
This guy's a
Uh,
noob,
so-
right? But I do thank
Thank-
Dan Ford
thank-
White for following. Welcome
I do
to the
too.
adventure, my friend. No, you don't. You're a gentleman and a scholar, so welcome to the adventure. It's 2013.
Just want to be involved.
Just want to be part of the team.
So Banquala, what do you do?
So this thing's calmed, kind of, but not fully. I said a
It's
crossbow.
not calmed. It's
yeah.
like it's kind of like it's calmed as far as your son is concerned. Like Bragalag is like, this thing's not gonna be able to grapple it. If Bragalag gets close enough to its mouth, it'll bite her or
Right.
bite him. But the
Right.
tentacles aren't gonna be able to grab onto him.
Oh, what are we feeling, boys? I guess I try and kill the thing because that's basically my
it's-
prerogative.
It's rolling at you and
Yeah.
it fills the tunnel. So.
Exactly. I try.
Don't be
Like,
bad.
I try and save my son, surrogate son, and I try.
Yeah, no, I'll say you probably can't really tell that Bragleg is doing something like weirdly animal handling. You just see him like step forward and grab some of these tentacles, and the other ones are all still like lashing like violently. So you're like, oh.
I'll tell you one thing
Thank you so
I
much,
can't
the
tell.
Bard 1971, for clicking that follow button. You are a gentleman and a scholar. Beat, you will take that.
Damn it.
Thank you, buddy.
2014, boys. What a year.
Yeah, what a year.
I'm gonna try and kill this thing. I'm gonna stand in the way of it and slash at it with my sword.
QQ.
I'm gonna kill it. Attempt to at least.
Yeah, buddy.
Well, if you don't kill it, just quit.
Arrow, yeah, just
Yeah, I mean.
Sudoku myself, yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Honorable Mitsubishi.
Yeah, 14 versus Amcos.
16 is a hit. What's your damage?
Thank God you hit.
Actually, that's a good point. What is my damage? Just look this up real quick. 1d6 plus 4, okay. Let's see, what is it? 4, 7. I mean, 7.
7 deeps, right?
7 deep.
Yeah.
All right, so Benquala, as you charge forward, how do you deal this damage? So again, this thing is roughly spherical. It's got a giant like circular mouth that kind of goes like an inverted cone, and then it's got all the tentacles.
I go for the mouth essentially. You know, as so often I do in real life.
Just sword wielding.
Yeah, sword wielding mouth. Yeah, right. So basically, this mouth is coming towards me. I thrust my sword inside of it with great vigor. And I say, son, get back. And as I attempt to kind of, at the very least, it'll take me and not my surrogate son, basically.
Zebo in chat thinks they're fighting a beholder. It is a very good guess, but because we had a viewer decision earlier in this session, the party is actually in space, motherfucker. So they are fighting a Rothgar from the newest Star Wars movie, as they're trying to get down a tunnel to squish an eyeball to get out of their illusion that they're in space, or maybe they are actually in space. Anyways, there's a Rothgar in the tunnel and they're fighting it. And Banquala just stabbed it into the mouth. I'm not going to even say vagina dentata because there's so many teeth in this thing as he thrusts vigorously. But you deal 7 damage to this
Too
creature.
much teeth, often a problem.
Mythomaster, that was gross. Oh my
Those
god.
noises are the best.
Do that again.
Say that again.
Say my name.
That's not where that came from.
Call me daddy.
All right,
Oh
now,
my god, that's gross.
Banquala, you just stabbed this thing in the mouth,
do.
so it is immediately going to respond attacking you with all of its attacks.
Do it.
Which doesn't really bode well because it gets to make 3 of them, 2 of them with tendrils. So I need you to roll a D100 and call high or low.
Hi.
Roll D100, call high or low.
Always go high, bro.
Always get high, boys.
Yeah, man.
Always get high, bro. 19. Fuck my life. Don't get high, boys. It's bad for your health.
For those of you in chat, because we may not have enough rounds for this to actually become apparent, call on high or low, D100 is whether or not these tendrils are going to be trying to beat and slam, or whether they're going to try and grapple. If it's low,
Beat
they're
and
grappling
slam.
Beat and
for this
slam.
round. So you're getting grappled.
The old beat and
by
slam.
Saturday
eh?
night for me.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds
Welcome.
very, very
There's a
worrying. Thank you so much, World Nerder, for falling. Welcome to the adventure, my friend Joe Gentleman. And a scholar, sir. It's 2015. We're so close to the modern day, guys.
Nearly there.
15, wow.
Nearly there. A 7 or a 9. I presume neither of those is good enough for your armor class, given that the base is 10. Cool. So describe how Banquala would fend off
He
these
parries.
grappling tentacles.
Yeah, he parries with his sword going deftly. And as he thanks F you human for falling, welcome to the adventure, my friend. You are a gentleman and a scholar, sir. It's 2016. From here on out, guys,
There it is.
we're in the future.
Oh my gosh, guys, we are the future is now, really.
Future is
Also,
now.
my cat has showed her face on stream. Everybody, why don't you just drink one for me?
Dear God.
Drink one for Penelope. Say hi, Penelope.
Penelope and Spartacus should meet.
Yeah, you should have a cat date.
Oh my gosh, show me your cat
Oh
again.
my God.
I have to see her again. Oh, she's so beautiful.
You want to see my cat?
I want to see your
Hello.
cat.
Hello.
Stop. All right, Banquala deflects and parries with his longsword. Now, grappling tendrils from the Rathgor as they have sort of teleported into some strange space tunnel in some kind of ship. Brooke, how do you respond? You've seen 2 of your party members charge forward towards this beast that you've speared already. What do you do now, Brooke? This is like, Brooke, if you're like a hunter.
Forgot my name.
Brooke, if you're a hunter in any capacity, this is like the most stimulating day of your life.
Yeah.
because
Oh
you've
yeah.
heard of this creature and it looks terrifying, and
Yeah.
you're like,
Wrecked and erect.
super
Yeah,
nervous.
absolutely.
Yeah.
So I am going to probably just in the excitement drop all of the javelins. Like I'm like ooh, and I like try to get them, and I keep dropping them, and I'm like oh whatever, and I keep dropping them, and then I finally just whip out my battle axe because I've got a body like a battle axe, and then I'm going to run on in there and poke it in the uvula with my battle axe.
Sounds good. Give me an attack roll.
Where
I'll do it.
exactly is the uvula? Uvula, rather.
What is it?
Yeah, where exactly? On the
That's
body.
it's the hangy ball on the back of your throat.
Ah.
You got this.
Bam, 16. Hangy ball is the actual term.
Okay.
It's not uvula.
Yeah, I figured it'd be scientific.
Yeah.
That's more than enough.
Hangus bolus. All right.
roll your damage.
Sweet. Joe DiMaggio is going to be. Oh, I've spiked armor. That's cool. News to me. D6 plus 3. Here it comes. 9. 9.
Cool.
9.
Cool.
999.
I figure like the uvula is small enough. Like that's enough. Like 9 is enough for the whole body to like do whatever you want to that uvula. That's
All right.
that's
Phrasing.
fair.
There's a lot of things I want to do. That
Are we not doing phrasing anymore? Jesus.
Jeez, I thought that was still a thing.
But yeah, so yeah, I it's probably going and it wants to like bite me, and I just go yeah, and I like stab.
Yeah.
Or maybe even like get scared and hold the axe head up, and it just chomps on the head of my axe, and maybe even does the damage to itself.
Yeah, possiblement. Either
Yeah.
way, like the like 17th
plot.
layer of teeth back is where
Yeah.
like a lot of this damage is happening, and
Good
all
number.
the blood is getting gored up. Yeah,
choice.
good number. It's the only one in our heads ever.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we go back to Lucius. Lucius, all 3 of your party members have charged forward towards this horrendous beast known as a Wrathgore that no one actually knows the name of because no one's ever seen them before because you guys are in a strange hag coven illusion on a spaceship.
Yeah, this isn't real.
Your crossbow just snapped. Yeah, I wonder what you're actually fighting. Plot
Yeah.
twist.
Weird.
Pro-ass GM shit if you're fighting a real monster from the monster manual.
That would be pro.
Okay,
Go
so
off
what
base
kind of roll would you
with
like me to make
speed
to
us.
try and repair this?
Yeah, you're gonna need to make it's gonna be on a nat 1. I'm gonna say I don't really want to let you repair it, but we don't really have enough time for you to be able to shoot otherwise. So I'll say make me.
Well, if it can't be repaired, I have my daggers and my rapier, so.
Yeah, like this is something that needs tools. I think like it's gonna be more than an action's span of time.
Yeah, I didn't know if it was like just needed restraining or.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
So I look at it. I can't do anything with it, so I just sort of set it aside for the moment, and I grab my rapier and one of my daggers, and I'm going to attack this thing.
Go on.
And I get a 22 and a 6. Another nat 1.
Yeah, 22 is definitely good enough. And what was your weapon with the nat 1?
The dagger.
Cool. So roll the damage for the hit.
Mhm.
And you'll get damage with the rapier. And then you can describe how you land a hit with a rapier, but lose your dagger inside the gullet of this thing.
Okay, so I just sort of lunge forward with the rapier, sort of aiming for the mouth too. And that's
Okay.
gonna be 8 points of damage.
Cool. So you get like a side stab in the yeah.
Yeah. And in all the excitement and finally seeing this thing up close, I sort of just lose my grip on my offhand, which I'm not that used to using anyways, because I usually shoot my crossbow. So
Yeah, makes sense. Now was that a nat
Absolute
1 on that
merciless.
dagger?
it was a nat 1.
Oh.
Cool. So you're actually gonna take.
That's the 9th crit miss of the night.
Yeah, not so good. You're gonna take 1 damage, so hardly anything to worry too much about. But in the process of you trying to stab, you get like your dagger caught between a couple teeth because the inside of this thing's mouth kind of like throbs a little bit, and the teeth kind of like bend and change how they're facing in the directions that they're turning and that sort of thing. So
I forgot
your
this as well. The
your
sneak
dagger
attack.
gets kind of caught, and then you like cut your hand a little bit on one of these teeth. But yeah,
Okay.
roll an extra sneak, an extra 9.
For 9 points of damage from that.
Sounds good. All right, and then we go to Greglek, who is like holding the tentacles at bay, but not actually able to get past this thing because it takes up the whole tunnel that they're in, and it's clearly not calmed because A, it's still attacking your party, and B, your party has still stabbed it 3 or 4 more times, so you've lost all hope of calming this thing across the board.
Yeah.
But Lee, what does Greglek do?
Could I possibly take a step back and launch this God-given hammer?
Yeah, that. Anybody who's wondering in chat, this party doesn't normally have magic items, but there was a generous donation to give Lee's character a random roll on a magic item table, and that random roll happened to be a legendary goddamn item.
Yeah.
Hammer of Thunderbolts, which can be found on page 173 of the Dungeon Master's Guide. Yeah, if you want to step back and launch this thing, that
Okay,
yep,
so that's a
that's real life.
D20 plus Dex plus
Plus, it would be plus proficiency if you're proficient in throwing weapons, and we'll say, for the purposes of this being a super cool attuned item, you can be proficient. So add your Dex mod, add your proficiency mod, and it's a ranged throw attack. And actually, you know what? Fuck it, Lee. 1, you're a guest. 2, good guy GM. 3, we have 7 minutes left, and we gotta start wrapping. This Wrathgore,
Oh, wrong route.
this Wrathgore takes up the entire tunnel. You're not gonna
Okay.
miss, if that makes sense.
Oh my gosh, okay.
Oh, good catch.
So you throw your Hammer of Thunderbolts. I mean, you're proficient with it already. You're attuned to it. It is your magic Hammer of Thunderbolts. The picture's also super badass to anyone with the DMG. You throw this thing overhead, and it erupts with this sort of crack of lightning all through the tunnel, sort of left and right. This is
The
going to
tears are streaming as he's thrown it. The tears are streaming. He hates hurting things.
Yeah.
He hates it.
As an orc, yeah, it's natural.
A half orc. A half
Yeah,
orc.
yeah.
It sends like waves of crackling and sparks, this kind of boom that erupts all down the tunnel in both directions.
Sorry.
All of this, all of like the strange synthetic blue and green lights that were lighting the tunnel go out. They sort of spark and burst, and there's broken glass everywhere. So all the lights go out. This tunnel goes almost black. This huge boom erupts, and I need a Constitution save from everybody in the party.
Oh,
Well,
baby.
all right.
Oh, well, I crit. There you go.
All right.
Oh, nat 20 from Lee. That's the 16th of the night.
Eat my damn 11.
Got it.
5. Oh, baby. That's not good.
Oh,
I have
oh no,
advantage,
that's
right?
sad. That's
Ow,
sad.
this
Don't
is
die,
perfect.
Dad.
This couldn't have been more perfect. All right, so Lee, you throw Wrathgore. You throw at the Wrathgore.
Yeah.
Bragalek throws at the Wrathgore. This Hammer of Thunderbolts. It's a maul.
Bragalek.
Throw it two-handed over your head. It bursts huge lightning surge through this entire tunnel. All the lights go out. This creature it goes right in like the back of its
Sets the
throat,
mood.
right where like the right where Brooke's battle axe like carved
Oh.
open
Yeah.
hole like at the where the uvula was, like that.
Yeah.
That's what
Nice.
the hammer is.
Yeah.
And this creature
It now
gets, like,
can't actually do a German accent because it can't roll any of its R's.
Ah,
this
worst
creature
thing.
gets sort of like
Yeah.
caught up in lightning and sort of rolls around, shrieking left and right, and kind of stumbles back a little bit and sort of falls to the ground. You see down the end of the tunnel as there's now light coming from this creature as it's sort of like twitching and there's little like bits of steam coming off of it. You look down the tunnel and you see the girl, the child that was wearing the eye, is also lying on the ground, kind of twitching and convulsing. So is Banquala, your pseudo surrogate father. Banquala has been knocked unconscious by this. He's stunned for a round by this thunder hammer being activated. So has Brooke the barbarian, which makes sense because he was the closest to this Wrathgore. He was right up in it. He had just chopped in its mouth. His hammer practically seared over his shoulder as it erupted. And it sort of is fitting that the only person who wasn't knocked unconscious by activating this Hammer of Thunderbolts was Lucius, who was the furthest back of the party. So both you and Lucius get to take actions now as the creature is unconscious, it is downed. And on that crit, I'm going to say that thing is like not just stunned for a round, but like it's unconscious. So you can coup de grace, you can chop it up. This thing is not coming
Coup de
back.
grace, if you want.
Coup de grace. But you've also got this child 40 feet ahead of the creature that is also lying on the ground and is unconscious. So Lucius and Gragalag were out of combat turn orders. You guys can take actions. Your two party members are unconscious. That's the scene you see. Again, the tunnel is dark and kind of sparking because all the lights have gone out.
Okay. So I'll look at
Mitch, check out
Greg,
Ratch's link in chat. He wants you
and
to
I'll
get your
say
shit.
that you worry about the girl, I'll take care of this and see if I can do anything for them.
Okay.
And I retrieve my dagger and just coup de grace it, and I'm gonna try and see if I can do anything for them.
You can describe how you would try to coup de grace, and what I'll say is it takes 4 different attempts of you thinking, okay, that didn't work, so okay, if that didn't work, how else would I coup de grace? And by the end of the 4th one, like, it actually dies, because this thing doesn't really have an anatomy. So describe many clumsy coup de graces, and you can kill it.
But you have to do many of them.
So
Else it
sort
won't
of start by just sort of plunging the dagger into the mouth, carefully avoiding any teeth. Just sort of like lift it up.
Yeah, you don't want
Stick
teeth.
my rapier in there to prop it up.
Yeah, less teeth, the better.
And that doesn't work, so I'm gonna like
So
go
you tell me.
around the outside of the mouth. That's not working. I'll try like jabbing it up under, and finally I just like slam the mouth closed and push the rapier
Yeah, that does it.
through.
Cool. All right, so coup de grace on that monstrous thing. Gragalag, what do you do with the girl?
I'm going to use charm person on the girl. She's unconscious, isn't she?
Yes, so she's knocked out right now. She's got
Okay.
that. Actually, what you notice is kind of weird if you walk up to her body. So she's lying on the ground. She's kind of twitching a little bit. Again, everyone's sort of feeling the aftershocks of this hammer of thunderbolts.
Yeah, we've all been there.
Well,
Right.
it's a Saturday.
Yeah.
It's a Saturday.
Yeah, the aftershock of the hammer. We all been there.
the eyeball.
Right.
The eyeball
Yeah,
necklace.
she won't stop twitching. Wait, sorry.
The eyeball necklace is like trying to like look around now that the girl is unconscious. So the girl's not moving, but the eyeball necklace is like frantically trying to like either get off of the chain or move around, which is strange. It hasn't done that.
I'd like to try and restrain it.
Yeah, you can grab it.
Oh
Cat.
my gosh, Penelope! I've finished my drink. I'm sorry.
That was
I
my
would like-
fault, Andres. Oh,
I would like to try and restrain the girl, and said I.
Yeah, the
I
girl's
do-
knocked out.
I do have a length of rope, so I'd like to kind of tie her up.
Sure.
So I'll do that. And then I'll go and help Lucius out once I've secured the girl and the
Yes.
eye.
So you can tie the girl up. Do you take the eye necklace off of her?
I do.
Okay, so you take it into your hand.
I take it in my
Okay.
hand. I also tie it around my own neck.
Ooh, roll me a wisdom save.
Oh god, okay. Oh shit.
Fuck.
Oh fuck. Okay, wisdom. I do have a decent wisdom thing.
To remind you guys, actually, next Saturday we're going to do a 2000 drunk follow stream, but even more hype than that is this roll right here.
Yeah, anyone in chat was wondering, that roll right there, that wisdom save was going to determine whether or not. Oh, we're getting some feedback
Yeah, we
here.
get some weird feedback.
Feeling good now.
little bit.
Feeling good now.
Good, good. For those of you in chat, the reason that the party ended up in space was because of a viewer decision that happened for our 2000 follower. And this wisdom save that was just rolled, 19 plus 3, 22, would not. Sorry, I'm still getting a bit of feedback. Are we good? Is everyone else hearing that?
Yeah, I
Yeah, I'm hearing it.
I think it's Lee's headphones.
think it might be Lee.
It could be Lee.
Sorry, I need to turn my
It's okay.
speakers
Your,
down.
your internal keyboard. Turn it down.
Yeah. there you go. Savage.
Yeah, Gwen is absolutely right. If Lee had failed this wisdom saving throw, and we're gonna lift up the infamous GM screen a little bit so you can see that these infamous notes really say a whole lot. If Lee had failed this wisdom saving throw, the party would have actually been in space and would have stayed there for quite a long time as far as they were concerned. But because
Until
Lee
season
rolled-
2.
Right, at least.
because Lee rolled a 19 plus 3, Lee, you were going to put on this necklace with this eyeball, this hag's eye, and you're going to feel this like extremely powerful surge of sort of negative energy sort of pulsing through you that tries to sort of like lock it. You feel a lot of pressure on like the sides of your neck as something tries to take hold of you. You're going to see flashes of like green women all standing in a circle with this purple smoke all around them.
They're not all green, okay?
and you're gonna like need to like violently take this thing off, and in the process, like you're gonna need to destroy this. So describe how this goes for Gragleg's character. By putting this on, they try to take hold of you as the new host of the Hag's Eye, and like immediately you need to like tear it off and like destroy this thing. So how would Gragleg do that?
So Gragleg would sort of fix it around his neck, thinking that it's going to keep it safe. I'm going to just tie this quickly around my neck while I deal with this child. But then in tying it on and feeling the sort of the hags taking over, you know, the eye taking over, all the visions that he's seeing, he sort of grabs it by the eye as if to blind it, as if to sort of stop all of the visions that he's seeing, and he kind of tears it off himself. He chucks it on the floor and he stamps on it quite violently.
Cord, can I get a squelch? Beautiful.
Yeah, Cord. So he stamps on it quite violently and casts Ray of Frost once more. Not in shock this time, but on purpose, like purposefully trying to damage the eye. So he casts it, and in doing so, he's sort of murmuring to himself, like, about the children, sort of how, you know, think of the children. He's really disturbed by what he's seen.
Cool. As you squelch hype this eyeball, and we can add a quote, squelch hype. I mean, that's in and of itself. As you squelch this eyeball, again, Banquala nor Brook sees this happen immediately because they're still unconscious. They're still affected by this hammer of thunderbolts that burst into the back of this Rothgar's mouth. The minute you squelch that eyeball, the tunnel disappears. The illusion snaps away. It sort of flashes apart. And what you have is you're in the clearing with the cabin. Once again, you're all outside of the cabin. The little girl is sort of standing in the doorway. On the ground, sort of 40 feet to the right of the cabin entrance, you see a roper that Lucius is standing over, having skewered with his rapier. There's, you know, wounds all over this creature from the battle that had gone on with your party. Two of your party members are still unconscious. You're back in the cabin. The cabin door is open. Unlike what Brook saw, although Gragleg never saw this, the cabin is not empty. It has many cages with children in it that are all sort of like whimpering and sort of clutching at their knees. And there's various strange sort of apothecary type reagents all over the place, sort of dried bits of spice and animal entrails and jars and things. And you see a series of sort of jars with this purple brine, and you see many of those slugs in the purple brine. So I think because we are a couple minutes over, we do have to stop soon, so we'll take a minute to do some plugs, but I'm sure chat can figure out where the story goes from here. The party has courageously survived the Hags' Coven illusions. They never fought the Hags, though, so not totally dealt with, but they did manage to find this purple brine solution to save the children with Garam's, the dwarven medicine man's potent magics. But we did manage to take the party to space. We did manage to let them fight a Star Wars monster, all without departing too much.
I loved it.
The planet map. So, Will,
great game,
take it away.
Fucking great game. Loved it. Very enjoyable as always. So let's give some fucking plugs and hooks rather.
Give them some plugs and hugs.
Give us some plugs and hugs. So Logan, plug your channel, plug your body, plug whatever orifice is available to you. So you do things on internet.
Yes, I do. I stream on twitch.tv/FromTheHollow. I'm sort of a variety streamer. What was that?
What is that, a website? Twitch.what?
Yeah. I'm a variety streamer. I do have a D&D group on Thursdays at 6 p.m. Eastern time till around 8:45 or so. Other than that, I just sort of play whatever I'm feeling like, whenever I'm feeling like it. So if you like that kind of thing, if you like chat interaction, stop by. Love to have you.
Yep, great stream, great D&D stream.
Great guy.
Let's Lee, you
Logan.
You do some things on the internet. I don't know what other things you might do on the internet, which we obviously can't talk about. But and thank you.
Endowment.
The pimp. Sorry, Lee. The pimp has donated £10. He says, "Dope ass game, Mitch." Thanks so much. You're on your
Thank you so much, Rat.
next game.
Thank you.
Let's get a wall of exclamation point pimp in chat.
Pin.
No worries, Evan. You've got you got stuff to deal with. Lee, carry on.
Sorry, I occasionally plague the Encounter Roleplay Twitter feed with my horrendous scribbles. Apart from that, I like to ramble. And not much. I do plan on maybe streaming one day, but I'm not entirely sure yet. So I'm
Exciting news.
borderline.
You heard it here first, guys. Of course, we know who Cord is. You're going to be here for the rest of the 12 hours. Well, whatever is left of the stream, I don't know. We've got 15 hours. We've still got
Who knows it? I don't even know.
9 left. Mitch, you run this game. You've got to head off, but we're of course carrying on with the next game. But you ran this game. Plug your body. Plug whatever it is you do.
Yeah, at Encounter Mitch on Twitter. Like to hype up all things RPG, particularly the madness that is the 100+ hours that Encounter Roleplay our team streams every month. So it's a lot of fun. We do a whole lot of stuff. It's always good to do these 24-hour streams. Thanks to everyone in chat who got involved. Thank you for the viewer decision. Whoever was the one who like originally suggested that the party goes to space, I very much commend you and appreciate that, because it was probably the toughest one on the list to incorporate. But I still think I managed to do a decent job.
You did a great
incorporating it
job, actually.
without it
Tag's
being
eye
like
made sense.
super weird and all that other kind of stuff. And it just goes to show, because I was kind of worried when I first said like, oh, we totally love viewer decisions. They're like a lot of fun to like bring into shit. You get to be creative. Had I not been able to execute it, I would have just been absolutely full of shit. So I was glad that it turned out okay. Glad you guys had fun. Glad you enjoyed the adventure. I think I do plan on running another Nation on the Move for the next 24-hour stream. So it'll be, if you guys want to play the same characters, if we have the same cast to any capacity, we can keep this going. But it'll not be in a swamp. It'll be in the next terrain as this.
It'll be like as it was supposed to be.
Right.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, and then someone else will donate, or there'll be another milestone.
That's
because-
true. Well, you have the prime time slot.
Yeah.
Yeah, you really do. Yeah.
For these viewer decisions. So.
Yeah. But it's
and
been a great.
we put you there because of it.
Yeah.
So yeah, we
It's,
just like to see you struggle.
It's been a great game. I need to get my next group in because we're running a little over because we've got some great guests, some great game. Cord is running this next one, the Summit of Etamor. Don't go anywhere, guys. Although we are finished with this game, we've got another 9 hours of stream left to go. We are only just really beginning. So I'm going to give you guys a loving kick of farewell, and I'll call the Summit of Etamor group